Hello, hello. My name is Matt Stevenson here with Spot Hidden, and we have a special treat for you tonight. So we are running through the rather popular on Drive Through RPG. Some of you may have seen it or are aware of it. Hand of Glory, set in the 1920s, the good old classic setting there. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and welcome in my crew here, as well as our special guest with the full screen here and what we're working with. So we do have special guest and very good friend Nate with us here from the Initiative Order at Dungeon Master Discussions there. What's going on, Nate?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you so much for having me, Matt. I love being over here with the Spot Hidden crew. You are all absolutely fantastic individuals. And yeah, like Matt said, you can find me on Instagram at dungeonmaster_discussions or streaming with the Initiative Order, another TTRPG Twitch channel where we do a variety of different things. So check us out.
Hell
If you
yeah.
ever want to see some more games.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, so, and then we also have the wonderful Hudson Hubbard, as well as Trevor, and then the other individual with our group here, and, and the fabulous Carly as well.
The redheaded stepchild of the group.
Yeah, so we will be kicking off here with Hand of Glory. A great, as I mentioned, a great 1920 setting with Call of Cthulhu. And if there are no questions, how are we feeling? Are we feeling good? Are we excited?
Yeah.
Very excited.
All right.
Because I don't have to run it. So yeah.
How are we sounding in Twitch here? I want to
So,
make
yeah.
sure.
Oh, I haven't even listened.
It's sounding good. All right. Let us know, chat, if we need to make any adjustments, and we will do our best. All right. So, the setting with Hand of Glory. We are in North Yorkshire, or North Yorkshire. I don't know how to say it. Carly, help me out here.
Yorkshire.
We are in North Yorkshire, United Kingdom. Sorry, UK. It is evening, but we are with the Ramblers Club. The Ramblers Club is a group of individuals who, walk. That is their primary objective. Walking for causes, walking for the fun of it, maybe to converse, to reconvene with friends after a long day's work. In this case, we might all be from the UK. Some of us might not be. We're about to find that out because as we see this group of 4 individuals getting closer to our view, they are walking towards us on this walking trail in a very nice kind of hiking trail in the woods, surrounded by all types of foliage and wildlife. Birds are chirping, critters scuttle across the leaf-covered ground there. And we first see kind of a step out, almost enthusiastically, an individual come out in front, and it looks to be Howard Bumpton, played by Hudson Hubbard. And Hudson, if you could give us a brief rundown of who exactly Howard is, and give us an image here.
Yes. Howard Bumpton is a American. Out of this group, I think he's the only American. But he's from Astoria, Oregon, and he's a bit of an explorer. And he's very excited to be a part of this group. These are a group of friends that he's known for a while. He's an explorer of antiques and old artifacts. But he does deal with having a little bit of fatigue from time to time. He does have a childhood illness that has carried with him throughout his years. It's kind of a lung disease. So he kind of gets winded from time to time.
Well, he's not winded right now. He seems to have that pep in his step that he admires so much in himself. Again, crossing these, it seems to be kind of a mid-fall as these leaves are covering the ground. We are starting to see a little bit of cloud coverage come over, and we see an individual kind of glance up there, just kind of get an idea of what they're working with in terms of before that rain starts coming down. And who is this Dan Whelan here, Trevor?
Yes, Dan Whelan. Yes, Dan is a scientist from the UK. Let's go see. Yes, he's a towering and powerful man with a presence that fills a room. So the description says. His ideology says, think before you act. Be rational. There is an answer to every question. He also carries with him some walking boots and a cane, a little walking stick. What?
All right.
Along with a couple of sandwiches and cigarettes and the necessities, of course. But and one last thing. He also carries an almanac with him. In a book filled, has information up to date, etc.
So Dan is carrying an almanac. That, in the 1920s, I would say, is there another word for scientists? That what I think it starts with an N. What is nerd? Is that the one I'm thinking?
I thought you said M, so I was going to say magician.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
the other one.
alchemist.
In 1920s, magician may as well be it. And kind of looking curiously at this almanac that Dan is carrying, just kind of toting around casually with him, is someone a little bit thrown off, but almost a little bit intrigued. Charlie Newell, you checking out this almanac? And with that eye, you kind of look back towards that trail here. And who are we looking at?
Right, yeah, g'day. You see Mr. Charlie Newell, a visitor from the land down under. Came up here a while back to open up a nice boomerang shop after finishing up university. Just want to get out and explore the world a little bit. And what you see before you is a younger man, probably late 20s or so, dressed in simple slacks, a button down, simple vest on. With him, he's got a messenger bag at his side. And occasionally, as Charlie's walking through, he'll kind of stop, pop open his bag, and pull out like a little sketchbook and a pencil. And you'll notice him kind of glancing up towards the trees and almost drawing like little quick sketches of birds that he sees passing by. And as soon as he finishes up his sketch, he'll kind of make a couple notations, fold it back up, take it right back down there in that bag. As far as who Charlie is as a person, he's definitely a people pleaser, a bit polite, almost overly polite at times, almost to a fault. But he certainly enjoys his nature walks with his buddies, and really looking forward to this simple walk through this totally normal park today.
Totally normal. For sure. And as Charlie is sketching, maybe it's do they have blue jays in Europe? Maybe they do now. Sketching a blue jay out, we do see an individual almost peeking over Charlie's shoulder there, just to see kind of what they're doing, just kind of interest. Also, while Dan and Howard have exchange a couple remarks in a conversation there. Who is Patty here? Kind of checking out this drawing and looking around there.
Patty is she is, you can tell just by the fact that she's kind of carrying a book with her, just very closely clutched to her chest. She cares about books a lot. She's very outgoing, friendly. She talks a lot. Like, you guys have probably already gotten tired of her on this walk, just talking so much. And yeah, she's just trying to make friends with everyone.
Well, that's sweet. Also, probably, hey, do you know what type of bird that is? Is that,
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, oh, what kind of bird is that? I really like the plumage. Like, just that kind of thing. Just cannot stand dead air.
That's fantastic.
Charlie is like just trying to like awkwardly like turn his body away from Patty as she's just kind of chatting away. Like, yep, it's got feathers and wings and all that. Yep.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so we are shuffling along. We hear all four pairs of footsteps trail on through these leaves, scattering about. Every now and then you might get a mossy rock wall along this path, maybe a fence along this. It's a bit of a mountain almost coming up. Not so much. It does look over. You can see almost over the tops of the trees. You can see a town way, way far in the distance that you started at. But as we are walking along, you start to feel a bit of a breeze on the side of your face there. You're feeling it on your cheek. And it's not long. You can almost smell it on the wind as it's coming by. Rain. You can feel it coming up very quickly. It's almost, jumps on top of you as it does. That first cloud does come in. The sky darkens. We can see a little bit farther ahead along this walking trail, as it seems the other members of this Ramblers Club that might have joined have disappeared long ago. It must have been something about the pace your group was holding, but they seem to have trailed off, maybe detected the storm before you. But we do see what looks to be maybe an inn, maybe a bar of some kind up ahead. It's well kept. It's a nice establishment. We have a small fence out front, but that rain is starting to come in. You can start to feel it hit your hat, land on your shoulders there, and it's cold. What's the move?
Hey, gang, there's a tavern up ahead. Should we maybe seek some shelter? Maybe grab a drink or two?
Well, let's go check it out.
There goes
Sorry,
the
it catches
dialect.
me off guard every time. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
We spent 10 whole minutes on these accents.
All right.
Great. We're doing great, hon.
Good deal. Well, if there's no objections, you proceed down this path. It's almost a little bit off the path you were taking there. You can see it. There's a few trees, but not enough to block out anything. You can clearly make it out as you turn left and break off on the smaller path towards it, almost covering your head now, putting that almanac underneath a vest or a jacket there.
Oh, I got my lab coat on.
Your walking lab coat. Okay, great. So Dan's got his walking lab coat, and he's tucking that almanac under there. As you do approach this inn, it's actually more of a pub, specifically the Wych Elm pub. You can see the sign swinging right outside the door there. WYCHELM, the Wych Elm. As you do approach, you come up to the door. The lights are on the inside. You can see light coming out. The two windows on either side with a door in the center. Very welcoming almost.
Well, isn't this a lovely place, isn't it?
Everyone ignores Dan.
Very sorry.
All right.
It's very cozy in
Gonna
here.
go in.
I'm sorry. I just can't get over the fact that you're walking around in your damn lab coat. It's not a choice for fashion, but that's all right. I mean,
Well, how's everybody supposed to know I'm a scientist?
couldn't you just say, "Hey, I'm a scientist"? Right, because that's what a
I
normal person
don't
would do.
understand.
I mean,
Charlie does have a point.
Doesn't make sense.
But I mean, you know what? As long as you're happy and comfortable with it, that's all that really matters, right?
Right.
Really bold statement, though.
It's
It's
your choice.
very bold.
Keeper, what is the name of the tavern?
Wych
Again?
Elm. WYCH.
Which elm?
So yeah, WYCHELM. Wych Elm pub.
That and right there. Sorry, that was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
That's a particular way of saying witch.
Yeah.
We should keep going in. As,
We should.
as Howard opens the door to the tavern.
All
What
right.
does Howard see?
Yeah. So Howard, in the motivated by the awkwardness of that conversation, swings that door, goes to open that door, has the wind catch it, door swings open, for all of you to see a rather cozy pub, as Patty predicted there. Looking in, as you all do shuffle in, kind of shaking the rain off your shoulders there, kind of warming up because there is a crackling fireplace. But you close that door, and as you turn around, we see approximately 4 tables, wood tables with stools on them. We see 3 couples. They do kind of look to see that door swing open, almost kind of bump into, hit that wall behind it, with this group of 4 strangers almost pop in, as they seem to be regulars at this location. So those 3 tables of couples kind of look at you and then go back to their conversation. You don't look like you mean any harm. And to the right of you, and those, of course, are in almost like an L. We see 2 on our right, 2 on our left, with the tables with the fireplace being on the far left wall. To our far right, we do see the bar that does make a bit of an L. And behind that bar, we see the classic bartender with a towel over his shoulder, but also a towel in hand, as he is drying, with a classic motion, drying that glass. And as the conversations start to pick back up, he looks at you and says, "Oi, what are you having today?"
Boy, I got the first round.
really.
No.
Honestly,
I have the first.
honestly, no. Look,
You're a guest
look,
here. No.
look, I commented.
Okay.
I'm sorry. All right.
The first
I just, I feel bad about the whole lab coat thing. I'm sorry. It looks great on you. It's
Very
just a little
English
chilly
of you.
out, and I got a little grumpy there for a moment. Right, Mr. Barkeep.
Yes, hello.
G'day. Friends, what is the tune like?
Oh, Irish red ale.
Irish red. Why would? Well, frankly, we don't carry any red ale around here. That's, now that I think about it, not something I would expect to be requested around here. But we do offer maybe a lager.
All right, a simple lager. That's fine.
Oh, good man, good man. And the rest of you.
I'll also take a lager, please. That sounds absolutely quenching right now.
Right.
Same thing.
Well, we're...
Take a whiskey sour, please.
Right. Well, we do offer a
Yo,
cosmopolitan in this 1920 establishment. Would you prefer cosmopolitan? I'm kidding. Whiskey. We do have a bit of a, and as you can see, as he points behind him, we do have a bit of a liquor selection. You do see, I don't have the knowledge, but you do see whiskey, you see maybe a little bit of vodka, and plenty of gin along the top shelf there.
Ooh, actually, I forgot that was a drink. Let me get a gin and tonic.
Oh, right. Not an issue.
It's the only British drink I know.
Gin and tonic, 2 lagers, and you, sir, with the hat. Whiskey?
Yes, a whiskey sour, please. Yeah.
Ah. American around these parts. Well,
Yes, I am an American. I know it's kind of strange to see an American.
right. Well, and as he starts kind of preparing these drinks, filling up the lagers with a kind of a keg off to the side there. Right, well, what brings you through here? We don't get a whole lot of, well, quite frankly, if I may, strangers around these parts.
Oh, well, we were just going for a walk, right? And then it started to pour down rain, and, well, your tavern was really close by, so we figured we'd all come in and have a drink.
Right. Well, my name's Addison. I got real country with that. My name's Addison. I am actually the owner and proprietor of this establishment, and as you look around, you're seeing exactly what I described earlier. If anyone would like to give a spot hidden,
You know it. Extreme success, 5 versus 40.
that's all right. Shoot, we are working with Patty's extreme. Dan got a standard success.
Barely a success there. 49 versus 50.
Ooh, all right. So, as he's kind of talking, you are looking around. We're seeing the same 3 couples at different tables there. We are seeing that fireplace on the far wall across the pub here. It is, that standard, nice, very cozy rock fireplace, and right above that mantle, we see a frame with what looks to be, especially Patty will definitely point this out almost immediately, or notice this. It is a map, which just upon a very quick glance, you can tell it's a map of the building itself. And then we also have those tables scattered about. You can see right off to the side of the bar a bit of an entryway, something that would go back to a staff room. We also see, what would be kind of as you did pass by it with that spot hidden. It does lead to what looks to be both downstairs as well as an upstairs. You can imagine this is probably a inn as well for anyone looking to stay. But and he keeps talking. Right, well, it's been my pride and joy for approximately, I'd say about, going on 5 years now. People you're seeing around here are very familiar and good friends of mine. And he kind of waves over as, right when he says that, a male at one of the tables kind of looks up and waves at him there. What do we think?
I mean, it's always a good thing to have regulars around,
Right.
Now, you the first owner of this establishment, are you?
I am. That is me. Again, my name is Addison, and you are?
Terribly sorry. Charlie Newell. Nice to meet you. I'll
Oh.
extend my hand out for a handshake.
Yes, yes. Good to meet you, Charlie. Good to meet you. And
So, interesting name, Witch Elm. How'd you come up with that one?
well, believe it or not, it was the wife. Not entirely certain where she got it from, but she always had a thing for elm trees, as I'm sure you saw plenty on your way here. And well, from there, it just kind of stuck. Really like
It is a particular way to spell witch.
well, we haven't thought much of it, but when you say it like that, it it definitely does reminisce of, well, the word witch. But again, not in our intention. I apologize about that. But either way, here are drinks. We have a couple of lagers for our scientist friend here in the walking coat, lab coat.
Oh yeah, it's a lab coat. Yes.
A gin and tonic, as well as the whiskey here. But feel free to ask me any questions. Maybe have a look around, or simply, if you'd like to wait out the storm, we're more than happy to have you. And
Or you guys want to go find a seat?
I got it. And I'll go
perfect.
take a table.
All right, so not an issue. So we are seeing those 4 tables. The one on, there's 2 right behind the bar, and then 2 closer to that fireplace there. The 2 right behind the bar there are occupied, and then the one on the out of the 2 next to the fireplace, one is occupied, but the one closer to the door is not. And you're able to grab a couple extra chairs, as there were only 2, right by the wall there. They're just extras. And pull it up to the table as you all do. Take a seat and get together at this table.
I have to say, this is the worst whiskey sour I've ever had.
I mean, I'm sure he's trying his best with what he has here. I mean, it's off the beaten path, It might be a bit harder to get the good stuff.
I'm gonna sniff it. Go. Yeah, no, that's just straight whiskey. There's not anything in that other than just straight whiskey.
Also, Howard, how can you complain when the U.S. Has all those laws with alcohol?
That is true, Dan. That is very true. That is why, I moved over here.
Yeah. I think you should just take it as it is, right?
Booze is booze.
I moved over here so I could drink my booze, and I actually just made a lot of purchasing in the stock market in America. So hopefully, in 9 years, I'll have a lot of money.
Listen,
yeah?
to anyone.
What do you invest in?
A lot of different things. Hopefully nothing will happen to it.
All right.
Surely not. The economy over there is wonderful right now.
It's amazing right now.
It's fantastic.
Sure is
Nothing bad could
roaring.
possibly happen.
It is booming.
And speaking of boom, we all hear a crack and a boom as lightning does strike right out there in the forest. Don't worry, it's not in the pub, Dan. It does kind of catch everyone off guard. It cuts off all the conversations that seem to be happening. Kind of gets the blood pumping a little bit. As you do, everyone does kind of have that uneasy laugh that you might get on like an airplane with turbulence. And then proceeds back to their conversations. Go ahead and give me constitution rolls all around.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
2 versus 30. Extreme success.
Ooh, 54 versus 60.
Failure, 82 versus 40.
Also failure, 88 versus 45.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Can I not use all my extreme successes this early?
So that fire's crackling. It's almost putting you to sleep with how comforting it is. Who was it that failed there? We have Howard and Dan. Start to look a little a little bit too comfortable, actually. Their heads start to...
I'll just say this is not my first beer of the day.
And as you say that, both you and Howard your heads start to drop. You can't really see straight. Your vision starts to get twisted and hazy. Patty and Charlie, you're feeling that same effect. You're feeling that I took 2 sips. How is this? As you start to lose control, all muscle memory and ability of your body, and sink down to the table. But because of those successes, both Patty and Charlie, you see those couples all hone in on exactly what is happening. You can't move your hands, you can't move anything, but you can see, you can hear stools slide across the table, wood on wood, as everyone does get up. You see Addison, that barkeep, face go serious, Patty, as your eyes were directly in that direction. He hops over the bar, puts that mug down, cleans his hands with that rag. All the faces are dead serious as it goes black. That is the last thing you remember. We do awake later on. You're not dead. That is not the end of it. I did
You're
say,
being chased
wow, that
through
was
the
the
desert.
quickest one.
I did say it was short, but it's not that short. So, we do have our visions fade. It goes to black. This bar was the last place we probably should have stopped, but it's too late to change that now. We do feel, every now and then, the movement of being carried. We feel a shoulder underneath us. And suddenly we feel something all across the board with all 4 of us here. We feel a pull, something that yanks at all of our intestines, all of our organs, almost as if they're being pulled out of our body, but not with pain, almost as if it's centrifugal. How do you say that word? The force, the G-force.
Centrifugal.
Thank you. The G-force almost tugging on everything within our bodies, and then it comes to a halt, a stop. You don't see, you don't hear, but you can feel. That pauses. We're not feeling anything. But it starts to come back. We hear the same crackle of the fire. Our eyes start to flicker open. Give me... Let's get some more, let's say, listen rolls.
Failure. I'm not Dragomir anymore.
Success.
Howard with the success, all right.
Ooh,
And-
failure.
Charlie with... Ooh, so we have one individual, Howard Bumpton, who... He didn't like that whiskey too much. He didn't get as much in his system as the others with their beverage. And as he's coming to a little bit quicker, what he can make out before his eyes can open, before he can muster the strength, is the same voice of Addison, that barkeep. But this is different. This is desperate. This is desperation. This is crying out to someone. Please, please, we told you that we'd bring you something. This counts for it, does it not? Does it not? As he seems, with your eyes slowly start to open, gesturing towards a table that does include you, and as you can see in front of you, Dan to your left. He's gesturing to another figure in the room. It is hooded. There's gray hair falling out almost all the way down to the waist. Its sleeves are connected, almost like a monk, but it's very clearly not. We brought you something. This has to work. We have to have them back. You don't understand. As everyone else does start to awake, your heads start to pick up a little bit. From that hood, you do hear, that's enough! Silence! And Addison does just that, almost like a puppy being scolded. His eyes go forward, completely unfixed from anything in the surrounding area. His hands drop down as he is holding what appears in one hand to be a hatchet of some sort. But doesn't matter, because he is standing almost soulless, staring not at you, not at the fire, just at the wall. This hooded figure turns, and you see a wretched face of an old woman. Well, it seems Addison here thought he could bribe, Auntie. Such beautiful, well, people. Beautiful faces. Her sleeves come apart. What you can see are, instead of hands, stubs where the arm ends. It's not a new injury. This has been, well, something that has been well recovered from, but we see the end of the wrist and nothing else. She approaches Patty, sitting across from Dan on the left side of this table, and with that stub, grazes the side of your face, ever so gently. Ah, he brings all of you, but Auntie needs only 2. One for left, and one for right. She approaches Charlie with both of her hands, caresses down your cheek, under your chin, lifts your head up to meet her eyes. Who shall it be? Shall you choose? Or me? Around the table, to Howard. Again, over the eyebrow, almost brushing your hair aside. 2 hands taken, 2 hands given. On this eldritch night, forgiven. She does circle back around to where Addison, that same old barkeep with such a friendly face upon meeting him, is standing. Go ahead and give me... Actually, I can do this one for you, because I did ask all my players to choose a number between 1 and 100. We see this elderly woman who has referred to herself as Auntie raise one of her arms up into the air. I will roll a D100 for 76, which is closest to the number chosen by Nate. Which number did you pick, Nate?
May or may not have been 69.
Nice in the chat.
So as Charlie has picked the number 69, we do see Auntie raise her arm with an aggression that we have not seen yet and swing it down so quickly we cannot even see what happens next, as all of our arms are connected by chains to this table. We see as her arm does come down, Addison, with that distraction on Auntie's part, picks up that hatchet and comes down in the blink of an eye on Charlie's left hand, separating that hand from the wrist, from the arm. Before you can even react, sanity roll. All around.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Wow.
Success.
Now we get Jamie Lannister with us.
All right, we got
Hand of glory.
sanity
Yeah,
rolls.
okay.
Oh boy.
Are
Oh,
you
boy.
kidding me? Are you kidding me?
So the
Hey,
only success...
if you were Briseus, you would have succeeded.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Failure 98 versus 70.
Ooh.
I got a 3760 success.
44 versus 40. Failure.
74 versus 60. I'm in
Alright.
shock.
Yeah, Howard's just laying there, just seeing this, kind of going.
And we'll see what
Unfazed.
happens to Howard there, as the only individual who seemed to still be shaking that fuzz from the memory, from the mind, is Patty, with that success on the sanity roll. So everyone go ahead and give me... actually, that is after we calculate this. So let me go ahead and... so Patty, you're going to be rolling a 1d3, and the rest of you, if you could, roll a 1d6.
I'm just going to roll a d6 and then half it.
Okay.
It's 3.
So
Are you
Patty-
kidding me?
Uh-oh. I just made the mistake of minimizing Zoom accidentally.
Oh,
Technical
no.
issues. Technical issues.
Ba, 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 ba-da, 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 ba-da.
Oh my gosh. All right. Bear with us as I fix this. Such a simple mistake to make and so easy
Wouldn't
to
be
make.
spot hidden without technical difficulties.
It would not. So
That is
I'm-
very true.
It's just
So, welcome to Behind the Scenes. As I fix this, I'm not going to lose
Hey,
you.
who turned the lights out?
That is
That is
Hey,
a very
who turned out the
particular
lights?
way to say which.
there we are.
Hello, everybody. All right. So
But
we
you know, Matt.
Fun.
are going to
Oh.
cut this down.
We're getting there.
We're losing
Oh,
everyone.
he has to put us all back in.
I have to put all 4 people back in, completely taking us out of the action. I have fucked up, is the technical term there.
Ba, ba-da, ba-da, ba-da.
Hudson is back.
Oh.
Everyone drop a, what is it in chat?
F.
An F will work.
Oh,
F for FU.
That, yeah,
Love
that-
until dawn.
F you, Matt.
Oh no, I was saying it to
No,
me.
I'm saying, I'm so mad at myself.
No,
All
dude,
right.
it's okay. I made the same mistake on that very first episode, or
Yeah.
the second
True.
episode of Octung. I was like, oh dear God.
It's true.
And for some freaking reason, y'all decided I was a good one to run tech.
See, Nate's over here
Goes
just
so
like,
well for me every time.
Nate's over here. I can't believe it.
So
The
unprofessional.
unprofessionality of Spot Hidden over here.
Never coming back. This is it.
This
Sorry,
is-
guys.
I
I'm out.
honestly-
Don't blame me.
Trevor's up next. We have, we don't want to capture cursor.
oh.
See, this is better than the way I have to do it, which is to like enter the dimensions of the window.
Oh, no, thank you.
Hmm.
I haven't figured out how to do it without that yet.
Aren't
So.
there arrows?
I've really just, I've ruined the suspension of disbelief. This is just, everyone's taken out of it, and I've ruined everything.
As you
Strange
do,
things
as you
happen in the
do.
woods of North
That
of
is my
Northern Yorkshire.
Real Housewives of Hollywood audition. I just don't understand why I have to ruin everything I touch. All right.
You also auditioned for Real Housewives of LA?
Were you doing that? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Was it to be a housewife?
Did you get a
or-
call back?
I did. Did you?
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
That's
awkward.
awkward.
All right, but what is not awkward is getting us all back here. All right, welcome back.
Hi.
That was fun.
And
So welcome
small
to
guy.
the behind the scenes of how that is operated. So we are looking at. Oh boy, that goes over everything I just did. I'm watching the footage.
Don't minimize Zoom.
I'm not minimizing Zoom. I'm not minimizing Zoom.
Whatever you do.
Okay, so catching back up, what we just witnessed was Auntie raise her hand as Addison did the same, chopping off Charlie's hand there, that left hand, with sanity rolls all around. And what it looks like is Patty losing 3 points of sanity. We have Howard losing 4 points of sanity. We have Charlie losing 4, as well as Dan there only losing 1. Why is it Dan only loses 1, Trevor?
Or because he is a scientist, so he has seen separated limbs, but he is still shocked at how quick the amputation was done. Right, so it is a little shocking.
And it is. And what else is shocking, and Dan will note, if you want to give me any sort of science-based role. So we'll take a natural world, we'll take a medicine, a first aid, anything of the sort.
Oh, I think I got. Sorry, I made a popping noise. I think I got first aid here.
Oh, Lord
Oh.
have mercy.
Why can't this happen in Octung? Why can't this happen?
I
When it
wasn't
matters.
prepared. Trevor, what'd you roll?
It's a critical success. We got a 1 versus 40.
That did happen, and I will say, it is with one goal in mind with that roll, but you do it really well, which is completely analyze, almost frame by frame, if you're breaking it down in your mind like Sherlock, what exactly happens. And it's not the sudden removal of a limb that you would expect with blood spewing everywhere and viscera. It is actually extremely, almost surgically clean. No blood is spilt except for a single drop that does come from the center and drop down as Charlie's left hand is formed over. It's not a new hand. It's the same stump we saw with Auntie.
Oh my god. That's impossible!
And speaking of, Charlie, you feel no pain from this. You just lost a hand, and that is something that you are currently reacting to with that loss of sanity, but you feel no pain as the wound is covered up there. However, I will ask for you to drop your dexterity by 10 points there and take a single point of damage.
Waka waka.
That's, that's how it happens, you know? You lose the
How is there no
hand.
blood?
Alright.
Charlie, are you okay?
Don't answer that, Charlie. Oh, I thought you were referencing Johnny. I'm sorry.
No.
I mean, yeah, it's all right. I don't really feel any pain, and you know what? I only needed one hand anyway to get around, and she had no hand, so that's all right. That's all right. We can deal with this.
What the fuck is
Very
going
calm
on?
about the fact that she just cut your hand off.
I mean, it was kind of cool.
Hey, what's your game, witch?
My game? Well, my game is not a game. This is the matter most serious to me. As she does circle around Charlie, standing right behind him, brushing his hair with her arm, comes down around his face. We see her almost lean over Charlie with her left arm.
Right, a little close there. That's all right though.
What are you doing? Leave him alone.
Her arm traces down yours, kind of rides the same angle that it's at. You see flesh tendrils right along yours as they extend out from her arm there. It opens up, grabs on to the base of the hand you just lost, almost stitching that skin as it pulls that hand back and attaches to her arm as she just gained your hand on hers. She holds it up almost to the light. This will do. This will do.
She just fucking stole your hand.
Oh, I mean,
What the fuck?
With your own hand, she does drop fingers over your eyebrow or over your eyelids, down over your nose, and looks
It's
at the
really
rest of the table.
unsettling, and I'm not even the one experiencing it.
yeah. I'm
Howard,
not
you
a fan
had
of
something?
this.
Howard?
Oh yes. What is holding us down? You said chains.
Yep, you are all currently shackled. The shackles do proceed further down past the table. It's not shackled to each other or the table itself. When you pull, you can tell it's something down beneath all that.
Can I make a strength roll to try and break free?
I'll allow it. We are looking for an extreme with this.
Oh, you're gonna get it. I'm manifesting it.
Critical.
Oh.
Oh, so close.
But I will
Hard
say,
success. 16 versus 60.
Howard makes a sudden tug, almost lifts the table with it, trying to get out of these shackles. Everyone jumps with the power that suddenly just burst from Howard here. So much so that we see, now you didn't bust out of these shackles, but with that hard success and that abruptness, with that strength, we see Addison jump out of his lifelessness. He was staring at the wall, and as soon as that happened, as soon as you seemed to as you could assume, pose a threat, he springs forward at you with that hatchet in hand. But Auntie puts her new hand and her arm up. Now, Addison. He'll get his due. But for now, Auntie needs two. I have but one. So I will let you all choose. She looks at each of you. You know exactly what she's asking for.
Well, really, if you think about it, wouldn't it be most efficient to take 2 from Charlie? Sorry, Charlie.
I'm sorry, what now? I mean, look, I bought the first round, and I've already lost one hand. Now, look, I like helping y'all out, but really, you want to take my other one?
I mean, you're already missing one hand. I mean, what's the other hand?
Tick-tock.
I am going back home after this. Can I slide my nub out of the left shackle?
So your nub is out of that shackle. Again, you are bound with the other hand there.
All right.
What, you just get the other hand off and then you could go free, right?
Yeah, I guess, but then I wouldn't have any hands. How
Wait,
am I supposed to throw boomerangs?
Hands are overrated.
Wait, Addison. Can you hear me? Listen, you were speaking of something earlier that you need. Are you looking for something in particular?
Give me... I like that. Give me a psychology. I'll even take a psychoanalysis. Or even a hard persuade.
What about a natural world roll?
Not that one.
Oh.
Yeah. 79 versus 10, a failure.
And
So close.
Howard pleading almost a little bit with Addison, but this husk of a man has continued to stare straight ahead. The only reaction you saw was the reaction to protect, as you can assume, Auntie here with that sudden show of strength. But Auntie is still pacing, circling this table like a hungry shark. That hand is still, we see a few tendrils poke out here and there, but she does come around, caressing Patty's hair, brushing it out of her face. Tick-tock.
Howard makes a really good point. Auntie, can I call you Auntie? What do you need the hands for? Do you just wish to have 2 hands? Is it... What sort of thing do you want from us? We might be able to come to some sort of arrangement. I mean, you've already taken 1 from Charlie. He says he can get by fine with just 1. I don't see why you couldn't either.
Fast talk or persuade?
Oh, fast talk. As a hard success, 25-65.
Nice.
Good job. Yeah.
The one thing I'm good at.
Auntie's,
Businesswoman.
Fast.
Auntie comes around the table at the end, standing at the end that you are on. It's almost like a picnic table, as you could probably assume, as you are sitting on benches. Her gaze snaps at Patty. Taken from me they were. Owed I am. 1 might suffice, but very temporarily. I have taken my fair share. But counters are needed. I will ask for your assistance, but for now I need something that you will need back. That comes in the form of 2, not holding that hand up. Just 1. So, I ask again. Will you choose, or will I? You can see in her face she's getting flustered. This is taking too long. Tick-tock.
I mean, Dan, you were very interested in it earlier.
What? No. No. I need my hands for science.
I thought you do science with your brain.
No.
It's more of a
I
mental
need
thing.
my hands. I need my hands for the science.
You could be a scientist with a hook. We can give you a hook or something. You know?
No. You cannot be a scientist with a hook.
You could take this opportunity to research.
Well, I never. No,
Research your nub.
absolutely not.
Research your nub.
Absolutely not.
Research ways to
I
attachments.
need both my
You'll get
hands
it
so I can
back.
research Charlie's nub.
We'll get it back. She just said
Enough.
it's just collateral.
Auntie, are you allowed to take the tongue?
What?
If so, just take Dan's tongue.
Oh!
I have no need for a tongue. Now, last chance, tick tock.
Look, right. Okay. You said we could get these back if we help you find what you need, right?
Perhaps. That, I suppose, is what I've just mentioned to your friend. And that is the situation I seem to be in. So, yes.
We need it in writing. We need some sort of contract.
Oh, contract.
We're not making this deal without a contract.
You
Oi,
are making
contract.
this deal whether you want to or not.
Well,
I agree with my companions. We do need a contract.
You've just taken a
seems-
man's hand. How can we take your word for what it is? We'll make sure we uphold our end of the bargain as well. So who's to say we don't just run off and just leave the hands behind?
not very trustworthy right now.
It seems you've left the choice to me. I will make a roll.
Oh
No.
no.
As I will say, she is not looking at Charlie. Her eyes have been bouncing back and forth between the other members of this party. And with my roll coming to a 66 here, that does bring us to the next closest number. Which, if any of us have a recollection, is the number 51 by our one and only Dan Whelan.
No.
It's for science, Dan. It's for science. Remember.
I've got money. I have money. I could give you money.
The stump comes up, the hand comes
I don't
down,
know
the
what
hatchet is between your wrist and your arm. Give me, we're going to ask for another round of sanity rolls. They are not going to be as detrimental, or as, sorry, not the correct word. They're not going to be as serious.
That's very... Are you serious?
It's perfect.
Did you see what all three of us just rolled?
Oh my gosh.
I'm the only one who didn't pass the
Chat,
sanity.
you can't see this, but we just had 33... Wait, you all rolled 33s.
Yeah, we all
Okay.
rolled 33s.
All right,
Except for
which
Dan.
all
Me.
of those are
Fuck you, Dan.
successes except for Dan. Dan, I'm going to ask, because of your unwillingness there and with that sanity failure, go ahead and give me a D6, and then the rest of you, it would be a D3, so like with what Carly just mentioned, roll a D6, we'll cut it in
Swear.
half there.
Each individually?
Yeah.
Cool. Damn it!
Oh, son,
Hudson.
Oh
Hudson.
my gosh.
Hudson.
got this.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So we see Howard taking 2 points of sanity loss. We see 3 points of sanity loss from both Charlie as well as Patty. And Dan is only, even though he just lost a hand, is only taking 1.
I'm more upset than I am shocked at this point. How dare you? How dare each and every one of you?
Well, you were the one volunteering my other hand, all right?
I'm the scientist. I
Good for
need
you.
my-
I sell boomerangs. We're on the same playing field anyway, all right?
My hands are built for precision.
My hands are built for crafting and throwing boomerangs. All right? Both equally important.
All right.
Auntie, we've given you 2 items now. Can we be set free, please?
You see her right hand trail down, very similar to how it happened to Charlie. Tendrils fling out of that, at the end of their arm. Grab onto that hand, pull it in, comes back up, trails with the fingers across Dan's chin and up past his ear. Well, these will do for now. As discussed, I had some things taken from me, and I need your help. This is your contract in writing. If you would like these back, you will complete this task. Bring me my hands. They were taken from, the fabulous locals looking at Addison around here. You will find the pub down the path. She points with her new hand from Dan to the door that is on the opposite end of this one-room cabin hut. Someone give me a... let's go for a hard listen or a natural success on a natural world. So normal success, natural world, hard success on listen. Ooh.
Yeah. You're struggling.
Well, not everyone. Dan did have a hard success with the listen, which is what we're looking for. A dab. I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
I know, good grief.
Yeah. Everyone is entranced with what Auntie is saying, almost disgusted, unsure of how you're feeling. But Dan's still looking at his hand, almost with like a shell shock ringing in his ears. It does hone in. The talking drones out. And you do hear, almost feel, but mostly hear something that sounds like a tree falling. You hear that same sound that you may have heard maybe as a child, as a teenager, the sound of a tree interacting with the ground. You hear it shuffle with the leaves and that crack of the wood, or that movement of the wood, and it ceases. It happens somewhere outside, you can't tell where. That is what happens as she is clarifying Auntie specifically. Addison straightens up as she stands next to him, holding that axe, looking at all of you, now paying attention, but still almost like a lackey for Auntie here. And she explains. Proceed down the path. Give me back what is rightfully mine, and you shall have yours returned. Does it make sense?
Now, is this the witch elm that it was taken from, or is it a different pub?
Which elm pub? Location of sin. Whatever it is, with their alcohol and music, whatever it may be, I don't care for names. I know that they have taken from me what is rightfully mine.
Your hands.
Aren't you the bright one of the party?
Addison, did you take our hands? I mean, you're the owner.
You can give me a persuade or a psychology roll.
We'll do psychology. Hard success, 1335.
Very good. All right. With that hard success, he's still in that trance. He's still very clearly under some sort of, if you didn't know any better, you'd say a spell of some kind. But his eyes, as soon as you finish that, flick down to you. Almost snapped out of it, but back once more, staring straight at that wall. Is your objective understood?
We go to the pub, we get your hands. That's it, right?
Let me make it more clear what's at stake.
My hands.
Addison, tell them. You see him almost, as if he's been holding his breath this entire time, almost stumble to the ground, look back up, look at her, resonate with what she had just said, looks at you. She's taken our children. She's taken our children. Please, just do what she asks. The woods are not your friends. You cannot escape wherever you are. Just do as she asks. Enough! As he does snap back into that trance that he was previously in. Is it more clear what the circumstances entail?
What?
So.
Auntie, I have to ask. I mean, what did you do to lose your hands?
I lived my life peacefully in these woods on earth. That is all I partook in. It was up to your friends, gesturing to Addison, to take from me, to disturb my peace and my
He
travels.
took one look at her beautiful garden.
Oh, it looks... Oh, we're back.
More than anything in the world was greens, and nothing but greens. I'm done.
I have no idea what that... Luckily,
I know that show.
Into the woods. Oh
I
my
lagged
God.
out right as she started that reference. So,
Probably for the best.
she has made it clear what we're working with. She does reference to Addison to start with a very large cast iron key, remove those shackles, and as he moves that way, you do hear, "And if you try anything funny, I promise you, you will not get out of here alive." Those latches start to come undone. You hear that click, the relief of having those heavy iron gauntlets wrap around your wrists. The door swings open on its own, but you hear no wind. Addison steps back, watching all of you. It's clear the direction you must head. So, if there is no objection, we can take a look around if you'd like, but we are heading for that door.
Let's go.
Are there any books lying around?
I'll take a spot hidden.
Okay. Cha-ching! Extreme success 4 versus 50.
Jesus.
Very good. And before I leave us off for a break, Howard Bumpton, with his hands now free from these gauntlets, her looking maybe at someone else, Addison releasing the last shackle on Charlie's other still existent hand. Howard does take a second to look back behind Auntie. There is a table right up against the back wall next to a very lazily made bed of what looks to be hay and animal hide. You can make out a stack of old books, even for 1920s time frame. It's very clearly handmade work. But they seem to be one and the same. But what you can make out is what appears to be, because of that extreme success, Howard does see an outline of the dust in the table. Across two boards, you see where something sat in the shape of a book, that same rectangle, outlined by, again, the dust that has fallen on the table. And you are ushered out, pushed by both almost, out that door. You take one last look back at Auntie's near toothless smile, and the door slams shut. And we're going to go ahead and take a break there. So,
Awesome.
that is, we are doing all right. How are we doing all right, everyone? We're doing
Yeah.
all right on
Yeah.
time with the
Yeah.
perfect.
I gotta turn my fan on. It's hot as shit in my
We're
room.
missing a couple of hands. It is warm in a room. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut us over to a screen for the break. We'll be right back. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for that countdown, Hudson. Off
Yes.
camera.
And you're watching iCarly.
Welcome. I'm
Hi, Carly. Hi.
I'm playing the character of Freddy's mother. What's the famous line from Freddy's mom? I don't know. It's been a month.
Redward? I don't know.
Who's Carly?
Not me.
I'm getting a strong Carly vibe from Nate. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like I'm Sam.
I'm gonna play Neville because years ago a
That's a
kid in middle school told me that I could play Neville. So
You could play Neville.
that is.
Haberdashery.
You're
Haberdashery.
Gibby. Trevor's Gibby.
Uh,
Gimme!
oh my gosh.
This was fun, guys. I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, no,
Yeah, that's
we'll
fair.
catch you next time, buddy. All right, so getting back into the story, we have just left a decrepit hut of Auntie, belonging to Auntie. The doors slam shut behind us. We spin around to a very dark woods, forest surrounding us. It stretches behind the hut. It stretches all in front of us, but right in the middle, leading right away from that front door of that hut, there is a dirt path very similar to the one we started on at the very beginning. Well, you are free to take whatever course of actions you would like, whether that be moving, acting, or investigating.
So we're just leaving, right? We're not actually gonna go get the kids.
I have both of my hands, so
I'm
I really
kidding,
don't see
I'm
an point.
kidding.
You know,
I'm
No!
kidding.
You are coming
Oh.
with us!
I thought you were being serious.
I'm
Yeah, of
kidding. We
course,
agreed. We agreed.
of course, we're gonna go finish the mission.
Right. So are we looking for the kids or are we looking for the hands? We're looking for the hands so we can get the kids. I know that, but like, do we want? It's probably easier to just find the hands than the kids, right?
Please, let's find the hands.
So
Alright.
there's just gonna be a pair of loose hands just
don't-
laying
she wasn't-
around.
Really clear about that.
I mean, where do you keep your hands when you're not using them?
I mean, was the pub's kind of like a Ruby Tuesdays. It's probably just like on the wall somewhere or some memorabilia.
Oh,
She's
right.
very handsy with us.
Were there a pair of hands hanging above the fireplace?
Keeper, was there a pair of hands hanging above the fireplace?
I am
Can I persuade you to let there be a pair of hands hanging above the fireplace?
I will take a critical persuasion or a normal success for history, or even let's do. You know what? I'll also take an intelligence roll.
There's a pair of bear arms up there.
I mean, that's a hard success
Bear
in
arms?
intelligence.
All right, we
Oh,
got
it's-
Charlie with
God.
that hard success there. So
Yeah,
um,
same.
perfect.
See if I can get extreme.
We can keep going, but we can also stop there with that progress made. So we have two hard successes from both Patty and Charlie. And how this plays out is Patty and Charlie look at each other. Charlie's hand and arm come up almost in a wait a minute kind of motion. Looking
I
at
just
Patty
point. I'm like,
as-
yes, yes,
as-
yes, yes.
And what you both remember at the same exact time is that right behind the barkeep, there was a set of candles. There was 4 on each side, right along with that hard success, right on top of, or like on the shelf, on the, kind of nailed into the wall. And right in the middle, we see something that looks like a candle with the fingers scrunched, closed, not fully, but closed, with the index making the wick.
Yep, hand of glory. Hand of glory. Yes, the candle, the candle. Right. Okay, so we know one.
What are
We
you
just have to find
talking
the
about?
other. It's the candle behind the bar.
It looks like a hand.
It's a hand.
It's like got the
Did you-
fingers, but the candle's the wick, and the fingers the wick.
Did you not notice?
I don't think she's gonna want that hand back then.
Aren't you a scientist? Aren't you supposed to notice things in the world? I mean,
Hey,
shouldn't you always be? I mean, look, I'm not trying to be a dick.
No,
I don't really like
man.
you,
what?
but like, you were ready to get rid of my other hand.
Focusing on the candlestick. I was focusing on the fucking blade she had.
No, not that. The bar. Before we even encountered her.
Was focusing on the booze.
fine.
Keeper, can we see the tavern from where we're standing?
You cannot. If you'd like to look around, I certainly invite you to. But right now, what you are seeing, if you're not really paying attention, if you are conversing among each other, you're surrounded by woods, the forest, and a path leading directly away from this hut.
If I could, I would like to look for fresh tracks from the past maybe couple hours that could lead us back to the tavern.
Well, so you're not going to be seeing. I'll go ahead. If you'd like to give a natural world roll, that's okay. I will say that will give some more information, but even without that, you can tell that there are. Gotcha. With that 89 versus 40, cue it.
Failure.
Thank you. So you can see with even without a success there, prints in the mud along this trail. You could make out some deeper than the other. You could probably make out of the bare foot of who you could assume to be the auntie, and then deeper tracks of the of Addison, as he was probably carrying someone there. And they just extend down this path.
Out of curiosity, do we see any signs of where the lightning struck?
Where are you looking?
I'm kind of just looking towards the tops of the trees, see if any of them look like they've been recently snapped and like exploded off from lightning.
Oh yeah, and what was that tree that fell? That I heard.
The what?
I heard a tree fall. I don't know. While we were in there, before she took my hand.
Interesting.
In the wood.
So,
Dan, there was somebody holding a knife over you, and all you were worried about was a tree falling outside? You amaze me.
No,
Doesn't make a sense.
No, I kind of blocked out what she was saying, and I blocked out what all y'all are saying, and I don't know, I had a tree fall in the wood.
well, as you're saying this, Charlie and Dan, give me a natural world or a hard success on spot hidden.
We have a lot of good jokes going in the chat right now. A lot of hand jokes.
Oh my god, we've started again. Oh my god.
Very nice.
If you'd like to list it, give me a couple examples.
Oh.
Of jokes.
No.
You don't want to say it?
No.
Here's one from Ian.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you've got to hand it. Wait, yeah, you've got to hand it to them.
I'm just waiting for the hand joke instead of Trevor saying you're all banned. We're all hand.
Oh God.
So
Sorry,
did,
that one was mine.
Roll
I hate myself.
Natural world success. Dan, if you'd like to also do the same, it's totally up to you. But in the meantime, as Dan is working on the best hand joke he can think of, Charlie, you are looking around. You said you were looking for a tree that was struck by the lightning that you heard previously. But as you do look towards the forest surrounding you, looking maybe in the direction you think it might have come from, you're not seeing a tree that's been burnt or struck, but you are seeing very thick, heavy trees that you didn't see before, but they have branches extending almost starting from the base all the way up. We are seeing with the branches at the very top sway, and with that natural world, because of that, you see those leaves swaying, but you don't feel a breeze. And when you look through those leaves and you look past to that sky as you are examining that world around you, you look up at the sky and there are stars, but these stars move, they shift. They don't stay in place. You see them swap places. You see them blink in and out. Not like you might see, not in 1920, but the planes blinking on and off with their hazard lights or whatever you want to call them. It's almost like light bulbs going out. Some might come back. All you do know is that this is not the same night sky you're used to.
Howard, what do you make of that? I'll kind of point up towards it.
and you can all see it.
Oh,
That's not normal, right?
That's not what I'm used to.
That's really weird.
I've never seen anything like this in America. So,
More than down under. I mean, what about you, Mr. Scientist? Explain the science.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Could be odd weather, clouds and weather, and makes the yeah. I haven't seen one before.
Spot hidden or listen rolls.
I miss Dragomir once again.
So Howard, as Dan is stammering through his explanation, you look around, similar to how you did in the hut, and you see a blue... Not like that. You see a blue, almost figure, shade, something that has to be on two legs, run across that path in the distance. It seems almost playful, almost like a forest fairy or something like that. But it is the size of a small human figure. Runs
whoa.
away from you.
Did anybody see that?
See what?
I didn't see anything.
Follow me. And I'm going to start going in that direction where this small fairy-like creature is running.
I'm
Perfect.
following after him immediately. So what are we chasing?
Howard, where are we going?
I saw something. It looked like a gnome.
No.
What? No, gnomes aren't real. Proven by science.
Well, yes, thank you, Dr. Nub.
As you are proceeding down this track of forest trail, whatever it may be, again with the same mossy stones and broken wooden fence, you hear a child's giggle coming from the same direction you're headed towards. You do see, as you look ahead, a clearing in this forest.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember that one? It's not the same. Don't worry.
No, this is Carly. Not even for spot hidden. That's always a bad sign.
Oh, gotcha.
Hello? Is there anybody out there?
What's this then?
What sort of right, what sort of
Oh, wait, and we were
What
just
is
running,
it?
so I'm a little fatigued, so... hello? Is there anybody out there?
As you do get closer, kind of slowing down, you do see a bit of a flame coming out from the center of this clearing. You don't hear anything aggressive, but you do start to hear the giggle of children, and you start to see these figures, as you can make them out to be exactly that, children running around, playing, chasing each other, playing tag, maybe hide and seek. There are benches made of half of a log surrounding this fireplace in the center. We see a child being held by a mother and the father standing over top of them. When you look closer as you do approach this clearing, that is one of the couples from this tavern. You look around, the other two couples are here. One couple holds each other, cries gently next to the flame. Another looks at you, the mother and father, almost with compassion, with sadness in their eyes. You can see the remains of tears down their face. One of them almost mouths, "I'm sorry," but they are all in front of you as children run and play and giggle and laugh all around this clearing, jumping to and from behind trees, maybe behind bushes, come up and run and hug their parents' leg and run away with a bit of a blue haze about them, a blue shimmer.
Yep. Okay. I think we need to turn around and go, because if you ask me, we were warned that the woods were dangerous. I think we just need to go back to the pub and get the hand. That's all we're supposed to be doing, is getting the hands.
Oh, come on now. What are you talking about? Be rational.
Yeah,
Hey.
Dr. Nub's never seen a gnome before. Why don't you go play with one of them?
You keep calling me Dr. Nubs.
I don't think the gnomes. I don't know what they are. I've read about something like this. They might be changelings. I don't. Is
Charlie,
that
what
a
are we
thing?
thinking?
Huh?
I was asking
I'm thinking they're
Charlie,
changelings.
Also, Charlie.
I thought you said
and
Carly. My bad.
what are we thinking?
That's gonna be confusing.
I mean, Charlie's got a lot of thoughts right now. How far away are we from these guys?
You're essentially in the clearing with them. You are maybe 10, 15 feet from that couple that was looking at you. You are about 20, 25 feet from the fire in the center. You can see not directly across from the path that you're on, but maybe a little bit off from the direct parallel with it, and that does proceed onward past this clearing. But in this clearing, you got that fire, you got the benches, you have the three couples that are very clearly parents, with approximately 15 to 20 children with a bit of a blueness, a tone to them running around this field.
All right, Charlie's going to start walking up towards that fire.
Okay. As you do that, that first couple does almost cut you off.
Hey, Charlie, where you going?
Oh, I'm just going to go warm up for a moment.
They almost walk with you as you do approach that. There's a longingness in their eyes, a sympathy, something that you can identify as sadness. They're almost begging through body language, through their face, for something from you. And they do almost wait for you to turn and look. And if you do just that, husband does start the conversation. We're sorry. We didn't have a choice. She took our children. This is our last opportunity.
You mean Auntie?
Auntie, witch, devil woman, whatever you want to call her.
I mean, she's a bit nasty. I'll kind of hold up my nub.
Oh.
How long have you been out here? When did she do this to you?
It's been 5 years since she's taken our children. We've been here but a day, as you have. But to them, to our children, as one does run by, looks up with a smile and a bit of a wave as he runs away giggling. To them, it's been no more than 3 days. A visit with their auntie, as she is dug into their poor little minds. Listen, we want to help you. We're sorry we used you, but we had no choice.
I mean, look, you're a parent looking out for your child. Nobody can blame you for that. My friends and I, we may have struck a deal.
A deal?
With this being, we bring her hands. She returns what's been taken.
Yes. Oh, okay, a deal, yes. Okay. They look around before they start talking again. Our children, as you could probably assume, they can't leave here without her permission, which, of course, is never given. But Addison, well, blessed be his soul, he is but a shell of man. The countless trips every year back and forth have turned him into a shell of what he once was. But he knows how to reverse this. He knows how to help us. She brings the pub with us every time. That is how we can travel here, wherever it is we are. But somewhere in that pub, Addison has the information, the material, the words that will get us back to where we need to be. You can take us back. You can help us find what it is she seeks. Her hands, as I'm sure she has, well, requested of you.
I can't promise you that we can fix all this, but I can promise you we'll try.
Thank you.
Do you know where the pub is right now? We seem to be a bit lost ourselves.
The wife raises her hand with a bit of a point, shaking, but she does point to that path, the secondary path, not the secondary, but the one that seems to keep going out of this clearing. The husband looks at her, looks back at you, and says, Find the ring. The ritual, it has an effect. It doesn't matter who it is, it has an effect on you, and you can't say how, but it is how we get back. Find the ring. Find the ring, find the information, and you'll have everything you need. The trees shuffle with their leaves, almost aggressively nearby. They look up, they see that, and their heads snap back down as they do walk away from you back towards the fire.
Right, so changelings, and I'm explaining to the group, like, I'm just rambling. Like, so changelings are, it's this theory that,
Oi, Charlie, what was all that about?
Well,
I walk back and I interrupt Patty.
She does point to that path.
I'm sure that was lovely
secondary
information you
path.
divulged about changelings over here. I'd love to hear it one day. Now, yes, those were the parents of the lost children. Basically, they pointed the way down to the pub. Get in there, find the hands. We can also find a ring to bring these people back to save them.
A ring, like a physical ring or like a ring in the dirt?
I thought we were looking for hands.
If we get both, we can save ourselves and
trees
all of them.
shuffle with their leaves.
Let's go then. What are we waiting on? Get a move on. Let's go. Hip hip.
Well,
All right, Professor Nub, let's go.
all right.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna go inside.
My mic was also off for that whole description. I've just
No, we heard
described
We heard it.
no, for chat.
Oh,
What
that's
I just
awkward.
said was I just gave the introduction to the pub that we also saw in the very beginning. The lights are on, the sign is not swinging, but it is the very same approach that they did discover at the very beginning of the journey. Moving on.
Going inside. Wonderful Foley work. Hudson.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And you are greeted with a very similar scene, but even though the lights were on outside, it is dark. There are no lights in here. But a faint glimmer of what was a raging fire in the fireplace, a little bit of just a glow coming from the embers in there.
May I try something real quick?
Of course.
Rampoo.
Suddenly, chandeliers drop from the ceiling. The house extends into a massive, almost Titanic-like... No, nothing happens.
The most obscure iCarly reference I
I'm
could
glad
think
somebody
of,
got
Hudson.
it. Wow, yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I recognize that was in the recesses of my mind. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
So it is dark, but it is the same exact pub that you did enter before.
All right. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to reach into my pocketbook, pull out some cash, and leave it on the bar because I didn't pay for the drinks earlier.
You numbskull, you always pay for the drinks. What
I mean, it's just the right thing to do.
are you doing?
They took your fucking hand. I think you paid for them.
Well, Addison didn't. It was.
No,
Auntie.
Addison very much did.
I
He
mean,
was the one wielding the axe.
but he did also provide us a service beforehand, so it's all right.
Charlie, give me a praise roll.
Oh god.
There were strong fucking drinks, I tell you what.
Yeah, no, that's failure.
We sure did get our money's worth. Ah!
Gotcha. All right, yeah. So keep going.
Right.
One awful whiskey sour.
Straight whiskey.
And as I'm leaving the money on the table, I'm going to go behind the bar and start looking for that candle.
All right, give me a. Let's go with a. Actually, you don't even have to roll for it because it is right there on the shelf, right where you saw it the first time. The wick is out, but it is that same shape that you did see.
Keeper,
What's that?
is there any way I could look for a book that seems to be out of place in this tavern also, while Charlie is trying to find this candle finger?
Definitely. Yeah, give me a spot hidden roll. Dramatic pause. Gotcha.
Let's see.
I typically want to put a 15 luck point cap on this.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will say, you do look around, and with your investigation, it is very obvious that you're looking for something. So if anyone wants to follow up with that, feel free. Otherwise, we'll keep moving.
And I'll how with the other hand?
No, while we were in there, Auntie was distracted by one of you, and the other guy was untying one of you, and so I just happened to look, and behind Auntie there seemed to be some books stacked, but there was one area on the table that it looked like there was something that was there and had been there for a while, but it was gone, and the dust had made an outline on the table where it once was.
Boy, Howard, you talking about these books?
You don't find books, but
I got an extreme success.
You did get an extreme. We got some good successes from both Dan and Patty in the main room of this pub, as Howard is describing that they immediately get to looking for books. You're not seeing any books, but you do look up above that fireplace. You see that same map in that frame above the fireplace with that little bit of a glow coming from it as well.
Boy, Howard, you talking about this? Right here.
Is that a map?
I think so.
Wait. That's what they were talking about. Earlier, when we were in there, I was waking up, and I could hear the guy talking to Auntie, and he was saying something about a map. Wait, let me look at it real quick. And I'm going to take the map and just kind of, browse it. What am I seeing on this map?
So I did just present this to my players. So what we are looking at is it's a little bit harder to see when you can't really zoom in, but we do have what appears to be the second floor on the bottom. We have boxes that, on this floor plan that mark, rooms that would be reminiscent of an inn, maybe something that you might rent for a night. On the middle of this page, we have the same kind of coverage of this, the entry into this pub, right there in the center, which does lead. You can kind of, when you're looking at this, you can see back into this building. We see stairs that go down, and then 2 restrooms in the back of that as well. You could assume the stairs to go up or outside, and then you can clearly tell that the stairs behind this bar down the hallway go down.
Do you think it's buried into the tree? That big tree outside. Do you think the hand's buried into that? Why would they mark the tree on the map?
That's a good point. It
doesn't really even look like a tree. It almost looks like a crack in the earth.
Something weird. What does that say out to the woods? What's the seal down on the bottom? Does that look familiar to any of you?
Does this look?
Does it look familiar to me?
Does this seal look familiar to Howard? He does deal with a lot of antiquities and archaeological finds. He does know a good bit of history.
Yeah, and if you would like to offer any of those rules, I'll take them.
Okay, I'm going to give you a navigate roll.
That does not qualify.
Could I do? Oh, never mind.
Perfect. History. 40.
Success of 44 versus 45.
Yeah, so I will say with that success with the history, now it's actually triggers a part of your memory that does not reference, your previous studies or what you might excel in, but it does reference the shorter term history in your mind, which is that you did see a very similar seal that seems to be almost stamped on this map sometime after it was made, somewhere in that hut. You don't remember quite where, but it was somewhere in that hut.
For the people at home, the seal, it's very British looking. It's got a lion and a unicorn. It's very British.
Yes.
The crown.
Yes.
Got the crown.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Just a typical British seal.
Exactly. Charlie, how are we doing with that hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I have this hand, I'm just gonna pull it off the shelf and just shove it in my bag. Not even really paying much attention to it.
Gotcha. So you're not even looking at it, or you're just shoving it right in the bag. All right.
Right. Yeah. Charlie just wants to get this shit and get his hand back.
All right.
Boy, I say we split up a little bit. I want to go look at this elm tree, because I do know a little bit of botany, so I do want to check it out.
I'm gonna keep looking for this book that you mentioned. It might be upstairs or something.
Dan, I'll go with you.
All right.
All right. So we have we have both Dan and Howard heading out to the tree, and we have Patty. You said you're going upstairs?
Yes.
Charlie, you better go with Patty.
And Charlie, what's your choice?
I mean,
I'm fine, Randy, because I'm going upstairs.
Patty also kind of volunteered me to lose my other hand. So like,
It was. I'm
not.
gonna put my head back down the stairs. It was a very tactical decision.
Oh, was I thinking out loud? Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Gotcha.
It was the voice. The voice.
Fine. All right. I guess I'll head upstairs and help look for this elusive book.
All right. So we do just that. So we'll lead first with both Dan and Howard heading out this. Which way are we taking to go to the tree?
Well, I guess the direct route. Here it is. I'm trying to navigate this map.
On this map, there is a way out the back, and there is the front door that you did come in with. Those seem to be the two routes outside.
Well, I guess we'll go out the front door then, right? Howard? Yes?
Sure.
All right. Let's go.
Perfect. You do just that.
Fun with this accent.
Thank you. And you do probably what seems to be the smartest thing to do, which is wrap around the left side of this building to proceed to the back. Before you even round that last corner at the back of the building, you do see the massive branches extend out from the very top. You see a tree that looks to be older than time itself. It is massive. It is what you could assume to be, and as it is marked on the map, the witch elm.
Bloody hell. This thing's huge. All right, let me try to identify it a little bit.
Okay.
That's a 1550 for hard success.
Son of a bitch.
I'll identify the elm and see if it's breathing.
That's a solid use of a botany skill on Dan's part. Very good success. So, so I personally didn't expect it. So we have 15 versus 50, hard success. And I will say, with your botany background, with your skills that you do have, you get closer to this thing. You start to look at the roots coming up, breaking the ground, almost shattering it. You look at the trunks, the trunk itself, that seems to wrap around itself. It has divots in it. It has protrusions. The branches extend out from the top, but not from the sides like most. As you do get closer, and with that hard success, you see creases. You see marks in this tree that are not natural. They're not naturally formed. They're not man-made. It's not an axe mark. It is not a saw mark. It is a crease in a few different parts of this tree.
Oh yes, hey Howard, look at this. Look at this little crease here. That ain't natural.
Strange.
I know.
I'm gonna take my hand and put it on the tree,
There you go,
kind of
all about hands again.
Give me a
just
luck
to
roll.
see what it does. See if there's any. Are these creases almost like gills?
No, not like gills. It's
Savannah,
almost,
Georgia taught me you don't go around touching trees. You go touch the
It's-
demon tree.
it's almost like pressing into itself. It creates a crease almost like it presses into itself. But
Okay.
again, not in a
But-
natural way. So give me that luck roll there.
Does it look like maybe a creature has clawed it or
Oh
something?
no, it's
Or-
not a claw mark or anything like that. No.
So it looks like it grew naturally, and this was there.
Well, you know what it
Good.
looks like to me? It looks like there was something inside the tree and it grew around it. I mean, that's the only thing that makes the most sense right now.
If you are
Right.
kind of interacting with it, go ahead and give me a luck roll there.
Right keeper? That's what it looks like, right keeper? Right keeper? That's what it looks like, right?
How are we doing, Howard?
Did you make a luck roll?
Oh no, I was gonna give. I was asking for you to make one there.
Oh, for me to make a luck
Yeah.
roll. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
Yeah, success. 33 versus 50.
What's with you and the 33s?
Yeah,
I don't know.
so-
33 all night.
So before we jump back to Charlie or Patty, or I guess both Charlie and Patty, Howard approaches one of these creases, lays his hand almost along the top, coming down across what feels to be bark almost, but it's no bark that you've ever felt. It shifts. It doesn't open, it shifts. Almost the entire thing moves as if a fly touches your nose and you wiggle to get it off. Jumping back to Patty and Charlie here, we went
Charles.
upstairs.
Yeah, we're upstairs looking for books.
All right. So we went upstairs. We are looking for books. So we do have some different guest rooms around here. We do have a missing player. Oh my gosh. No, it's all good. And then we just have doors along this kind of upstairs area here.
I just want to go through like methodically, just checking rooms.
Gotcha. Yeah. So if you start with the first one, you do open that. I'm just double checking here. Yeah. So if you do start, you starting with that first one?
Yep.
All right. You do just that. You swing it open. It is a room, but this is a bedroom. There is no way this is just a temporary inn room. If you'd like to investigate further. it's,
Yes, absolutely. Spot hidden? Or
Yeah.
just go in?
Well, I'd assume you go in and
Yeah.
go ahead and give me a spot hidden there. Charlie, how you doing?
Yeah, Charlie's gonna kind of break off and because the bottom part of the map is where we're at, correct? The upstairs is the bottom part down here.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, Charlie at the top of the stairs. I'm gonna start by looking in the smaller room in the upper right hand here.
Gotcha. All right. So up at the top right of that of the lower part of the map, which again is a floor plan of the second floor, for those of you at home, we are opening that door. It is across the way from the one Patty just opened. You swing it open, and you're dead. No, you see a bathtub as well as a toilet across from there.
All right. Charlie's gonna go ahead and start really just taking a look at like the faucets specifically, looking for any pieces that stand out, any pieces that are a bit more like ornate.
Nope. There's nothing. I won't even ask for a roll. There's nothing unique or interesting about this bathroom. It is.
All right.
If you'd like to give me a splish splash, I'm taking a bath roll. I'll take one of those.
All right. Yeah. So you'll start to hear some water running, and I will close the door. All right. I'll back out of that room then, and I'll go to the room next to the one that Patty's currently in.
All right. And with Patty in that room, you've started checking things out, looking more closely. We have a bit of moonlight coming in from the 2 windows that are in this room. You can make out a desk on the far end. You can make out a bed right next to that, closer to the door. When you start looking through things, I won't even ask for a roll. It's very clear. You can see maybe property charges, things that a property owner might go over, and you can see here and there on these documents Addison's name written on them, as if it was an accounting sort of situation. And that is just on the top of the desk there. Since you did give me a spot hidden, which was,
With
I believe,
a hard success of 17
a hard
versus
success.
40.
Perfect. You start to notice other things. There is a glass case across the room, closer to the window, across the way from the desk. We do see on the desk itself, I'm just double checking my info here. We do see a leather-bound book tucked away, almost like a journal. It's wrapped. There is that leather wrapping around it, with a little bit of dust on top.
Absolutely picking that bitch up.
All right, you go over, you open that up. Give me a library use, Patty.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a power roll. Failure!
Oh.
65-45.
So you do start flipping through this. It is hard to read it in the moonlight or pick out anything of significance. You start flipping through the pages. It's clear there's some, he drew some. There's, notes on maybe orders that he's placed for material.
Illuminated.
It's hard exactly to place anything of interest there. But, Charlie, how are we doing?
Right, looking in the second room, what am I seeing?
Gotcha. So, okay, so you went to the room next to Patty?
Next to Patty's, yeah.
Gotcha. So I'm just double checking there. Yeah, so in this room, you swing that open, we are seeing a bed, and we are seeing across from that bed, this room hasn't been used in a minute. You can tell that right away. The bed's perfectly made, not a single wrinkle on it. The blinds over the windows are drawn, but you can see other pieces of furniture around here if you would like to give a spot hidden there.
Extreme success, 4 versus 50.
Jesus.
So, your eyes adjust almost like that as soon as you swing that door open. You maybe even, if you choose to, go over and pull those blinds open. Again, entering this room that seems untouched. It is tiny, in terms of square footage, but across from this bed, on the far wall, one of these pieces of furniture is another case, a glass case, similar to what Patty has seen in the room that they are in currently. It is right between the windows, and are we approaching?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. With that spot hidden, you do see, again, it is small, but in this glass case, very similar to the Skyrim glass cases that you could build in the Hearthstone DLC. Doesn't matter.
It would always bug out and your daggers would
It would, and they just fly out. They didn't work on those at all.
Bethesda physics.
You do see a mannequin's hand with that extreme success. It's not real, but you do see a golden shimmer around the ring finger. Jumping back to Dan and Howard, how you doing? So you just touched this tree. Howard, definitely. Dan might not have seen it. Howard felt that shift, that twitch, after touching it. That's all that happened.
Dan, this tree, this tree just shivered.
What the fuck you talking about?
Listen, I met a dude a couple of days ago in a bar in England who was talking about writing some sort of book uh, with a tree in it. He was naming it Treebeard or something. I don't know, but this sounds a lot like it.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking
Dude,
about.
feel it.
All right. With my good hand, not my nub.
I will, if you are doing the same, Dan, go ahead and give me a luck roll.
It's not gonna be good. Oh, it was good.
Oh,
It was
Yeah,
good.
25, 55.
And
Look.
very similar to what Howard just experienced, Dan, you feel this tree, and even though you can't hardly see unless you are looking very close, you feel almost like vibration, almost like it would be in the earth through the thickness of what would be a tree trunk. You feel that shiver, something you never felt before, no matter what you've done or experienced in your botany lifetime and career, whatever it is. You do feel that same shiver, that twitch, and then nothing.
Bloody hell, I feel it.
Our James Charles style apology video to every English person ever will be coming out later this week after
Yes.
these accents.
Yeah. Which I thought was kind of a given, but
Yeah.
there you go.
Will be monetized.
I can't
Gotta
wait.
get those mid-roll.
It's been fun.
That's all that happens between Dan and Howard there.
Oh, okay. Hey, on that map, did it look like there was more, or like an underground passage? Do you remember, Dan?
Not that I know of.
Keeper, who still has the map?
I believe both of you took that with you.
Okay, perfect. Oh, why don't we just refer to the map?
That's a splendid idea, mate. Yeah.
What are we looking for?
I'm looking for possibly a basement.
It is very hard to see outside, so go ahead and give me a spot hidden as you are trying to analyze this, or even honestly, I think that's going to be our only option here. Yeah, neither one of you can read this. It is too dark. You could make out the tree, but you're not getting enough light to analyze this map.
Can't fucking see it. You want to go back inside?
Let's go back inside and just look around. I just... It's probably not alive, but it feels like there's some sort of tremoring coming from below.
Yeah, that was weird.
All right, and back over as Dan and Howard are entering once more, probably through the front door, I imagine, the pub there. We have Patty in the landlord's bedroom, and we have Charlie in the room right next to that. Charlie did just check out a glass case. He saw a mannequin's hand with a ring attached, and Patty, you are currently in that room, but we'll wrap that up with Charlie. How are we looking in that room there?
Right. Does this case appear to be locked in any way, or is it like
It is.
like a couple of cabinet doors? Okay, it's locked. How big are like the? I'm assuming it's like a glass paneling on here.
Yeah, it's really, when you look closer, I won't even need a roll for it. You can tell it's just a glass pane with a very simple lock on it.
Okay. What I'm going to do is reach into my bag with my good hand, pull out my pocket knife. I'm just going to try to wedge it in between and just try to pop this cabinet open.
Perfect. Give me that's a good one. What would that call for? Let's go with because are you going kind of the forceful route, or are we going for something more kind of very kind of specific in terms of your actions here?
Charlie's kind of being a bit more forceful with this one.
Gotcha. In that case, well, you know where that's headed. Give me a strength check.
Strength, all right. That tracks. I got one hand. That ain't gonna work out too good.
Oh no.
Yeah, you lean on this, and I won't say, it is an 89 versus 50 failure. It's not a critical failure, but you do bend your pocket knife a little bit. It's not broken, but it is bent, and you're unable to crack that case.
Patty,
Patty,
Yeah?
you are in this room, the landlord's room. Before you hear that, you still have the furniture that's in here as well. So while Charlie was doing that, what were we doing in this room?
I was just doing a quick once over. I got what I came here for, so I'm looking to see if there's anything else, but
There is. Again, you did have a very
okay.
good success, and there is very similar, not that you would know, but very similar to what Charlie has discovered, is a glass case on across the way from that desk there.
I'm checking it out.
And you check it out. Very similar, once more, to Charlie's situation. It is locked. You can tell that right away. However, when you do look in, and this will be that last thing with that spot hidden, you do see like a cloth, a hanky, over the shape of 5 points that seem to protrude, create creases out of this hanky there.
Oh hell. Okay. Um, can I dig around and see if there was a key in the desk or something?
Yeah, feel free. So that would be, spot hidden.
Failure 7740.
Yeah, so you start swinging open drawers, you start kind of scattering pages on the desk. You're not finding nothing. At this point, you do hear Charlie call for you.
Yeah?
So sorry to bug you. But I got a locked case in here. Looks like there might be a ring in it.
Yeah, I have one too, and it's got something hidden under a handkerchief.
I mean, I've got a kind of bent pocket knife. Maybe you can do better with 2 hands. I don't know.
All right, I can try.
All right, and I'll go over to her room and pass over the pocket knife.
Maybe we should try to get the ring first, just in case the knife breaks.
All right, fair enough. Let's go back over to this room then.
All right, so go ahead and give us. It depends on whatever course of action you take. So let me know what you're thinking of here.
Trying to jimmy the lock.
Jimmy and the lock. So are we going for something a little bit more with precision?
Not a lot of precision. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right.
But I've
You're
read
just,
this
you're just
in
hoping
books.
for the best.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll leave that up to you. Give me a strength if that's what you're leaning into. I will also ask for, because you are kind of feeling it out. If you want to get a little bit more specific with it, you take a little bit more time. Let's do intelligence. You're kind of figuring this out as you
Okay,
do it.
that I can do.
Okay.
Extreme success,
Nice.
9 versus 60.
Patty does just that. She walks over almost with, as if they've done it before, brings that pocket knife in, starts to go to try and jimmy it, but realizes with that little bit of a bend, they're able to insert that pocket knife into that very simple lock after you've kind of checked it out, and click, very simple, swings open, and the top of the case swings open, and you're looking at that ring there.
We have a ring.
Right, that's the one.
Perfect.
Do we think this is the one they were talking about? I mean, surely, right?
It's
Is
gotta be.
That hand. I mean, I know it's a mannequin hand, but like,
I mean, like I grabbed it. Does it feel like it's fleshy at all, or is it just
No,
true?
this is exactly what you saw. It is straight
this
plastic.
Nikola Orsanov material here. Reference no one's gonna get. All right.
I don't think this is the hand, but I
Yeah,
think
it's
this is the
probably
ring. And I'll try to
Okay.
slide the ring off.
Perfect, yeah. Do just that.
Right. So we have one hand. I have the book. I did find the book. Should we go try to get that other thing? I mean, we might as well, right?
Yeah, whatever you saw now, we can try it. Let's see.
Dan and Howard, as Patty and Charlie go to the other room, you do swing open that front door. Cue it. Perfect. Thank you. All right, and so you are standing once again in this bar. If you'd like, give me a spot hidden. Gotcha.
I don't know what Howard's looking at, but I see it.
We have a failure on Howard's part, but Dan, with a standard success there, as that door does come to a close, you spin around. Out of the corner of your eye, you see something disappear behind the bar. It doesn't duck down. It goes through the entryway, the archway that is behind the bar there. You just
Boy, you see that?
No. Sorry, it's kind of bright in here compared to outside.
It looks like something went behind the bar. Hey, Patty, are you there? Charlie?
Nothing.
No, I saw someone go behind the room there, behind the bar.
Well, it's probably a figment of your imagination, Dan.
Oh, thanks a lot, Howard. Now I'm starting to see things. Shall right.
Well, you never know. You are missing a hand, so it could be just from shock.
Oh, come on. Let's take a look at that map now.
And I'm going to pull back up the map.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to try to look at it again with the lights on.
Gotcha. Yeah, you get closer to that fireplace there. Dan, as Howard is pulling that map out, you hear almost as if there is a mouth right next to your shoulder here, right next to your ear. You hear 3. That's it.
What?
Howard then does open the map with that spot hidden. You're checking it out, and you do see that there is a entry to the cellar. That is going to be so Patty and Charlie did proceed out the back of the building and go up. So the way to go down would be the stairway in the hallway.
All right, Dan, I found it. Follow me.
Oh, wait. Just a minute. Something weird's happening. I heard like something in my ear, and I saw the shadow. And
Dan, trust
Yeah.
me. You're in shock. You lost your hand. I'm sure you're hearing and seeing a lot of things right now.
Dan, give me unless there's any objection, I'd assume both of you proceed down that hallway. Dan, give me I think there's no other role in this game anyway, so let's just do a spot hidden.
Howard really said gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
Yeah, Dan, so as soon as you proceed, right before you round the corner that meets the bar to then just be looking down the hallway, you glance to your right, you see a figure sitting at the bar. It is picking up a mug, and you're back into this hallway.
right, that's Hudson's third 33.
He's hacking.
He's hacking. Sorry. Okay, so we see a figure sitting behind the bar. Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Gotcha. So it was sitting at the bar. You do around the corner because you did see it as you were walking. If you do pop back, you're not seeing anything.
What?
Patty and Charlie. So we're upstairs. We have entered that first room that Patty was in, and we're headed to that second glass case.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
What was that?
Hudson, do
I
that
looked
again.
over at Trevor, and Trevor's still in the moment. He's over there like this.
Oh my lord.
I don't know what's going on.
All right, we're looking for.
No, I love it.
We're looking for an intelligence if we're using precision. We're looking for strength if we're trying
Yep.
to.
45-60. Not as good, but
Nice.
Gotcha. So it takes a little bit longer, but not that long. You do the exact same thing. Very simple lock. Click. Swings open. You're looking at a handkerchief covering something.
pick it up.
You pick up that handkerchief. You are seeing, very similar to that mannequin hand, a hand
Oh,
that as soon as the handkerchief comes off, all but the index finger curl back into itself.
I definitely thought this was going to be an elder sign.
Go ahead and give me a sanity check with
Yeah.
both Patty and Charlie here.
51-54 success.
Gotcha.
Oh, 933. Hard success.
Perfect. Well, you're both looking good. So no points of sanity lost there, but you can identify this as a fleshy, once detached hand.
I just go, I think we found the other hand.
Right, okay. Yeah, let's just make sure. And I'm going to pull out the candle and see if it's like the opposite hand of the one we're currently holding.
It is.
All right.
So that would be the candle is that right hand. The left hand is the one you just pulled out.
Why'd it go like that? Oh, I don't like that.
Right,
I'm going to
should
put the
we-
handkerchief back on it before I pick it up.
Do you think we should try to take the wax off this one or just let her deal with that?
Just let her deal with it.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
All right, fair enough.
All right. So you have two hands, you have that ring, and you have that journal book, whatever it is you found there. And Howard.
Which has gone into like my bag that I'm assuming I have.
Okay, so you
Not mentioning it to anyone but Charlie.
Okay, so you got the book and you put it away. Got it. All right. So Dan and Howard, you're proceeding down these stairs. It is dark in the cellar.
Boy, it's dark in the cellar.
Perfect.
I will say that after remembering, I do have a box of matches that I brought with me.
Perfect.
That is on my character sheet, and I'm not making it up.
I'm not questioning you.
Well, I've got some too.
So go ahead.
Also a flamethrower, weirdly.
Howard, are you lighting those up?
I got a flamethrower. Sorry.
So you're lighting those matches up? Or one of them?
Yes.
Gotcha. Perfect. You do just that. Go ahead and give me a luck roll.
Yep. Luck roll. If I fail, I ignite myself.
Exactly.
How it works.
Oh boy, yeah.
Well.
Oh my gosh.
You do just that, and actually the flame, you drop it because the flame catches too quickly, it lands in a puddle of alcohol, and you're dead. But actually what happens is, it lights a little bit, you're able to see a little bit, but it does go out pretty quickly. But you are, if you have descended down these stairs, gotten to the bottom, and it is a very dark cellar. So if you'd like to go ahead and try again, just to streamline, I'll take another luck, or
What? Let me show you how it's done. I'll light a match, one of my own matches that I also carry.
Oh, by all means, Dan. If you feel like your matches are better than mine, go right ahead.
All right. See?
you light that, and because you light it right at the base, you do see hanging from one of the support columns a gas lamp that you can then pick up and light if you choose to do so.
Hey, look at this! I bring the gas lamp down
Perfect.
and I light the gas lamp.
And you've lit this up. All you can see are kegs, liquor bottles, and barrels. There's really no need.
Stash.
There's no need for a check for really anything. It's very clear that the only things down here are the supply of the store.
I would like to see if one of the kegs has some sort of, I don't know, maybe a secret lever that would open a secret passageway.
Nope.
Is there a torch on the wall that you could pull and it would open a passageway?
Nope.
Is there a bust of William Shakespeare that you could pull his head back and press a button and it would open?
Yes.
Okay.
There's not. So there's nothing but supply down here. So
Matt, you were a theater major. You know to yes and this.
yes, and no, you're just in a supply cellar.
What are we doing down here?
I don't know. I thought maybe there might be something down here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a look around and see what I can see.
There's nothing down here. In the meantime, Patty and Charlie, you now have two hands. You have a ring, and you have the book.
So we should probably go find the others, right?
And I suppose so. Have you opened the book at all?
I couldn't really. I mean, there's writing in it.
I will say,
Should we
Patty, did you show the book? You said you stashed it away.
I told him that I had it.
Okay, gotcha.
He's the only one that knows.
I mean,
Oh.
the ghost parents kind of told me if you have the ring, information will be revealed.
Oh.
Maybe the ring in the book will give
Or
us
maybe
the
like look
answers.
through the ring. Is that a thing?
Or maybe where.
I mean, let's
don't
try
know.
it. So we'll
Like-
go like sit down at the bar or something.
And I guess you want to try looking first.
I don't know. Sure. Why not? Do we want to go back to the bar or do we want to stay where we were?
I mean, do you want the others to see this yet or no?
No, you're right. Good plan. Let's stay here.
All right.
Hard success. 11:45.
Nice.
Oh.
That's happy.
It is a big tendril-filled spider almost. And it says she speaks of her young 5 long years, and then there's a bunch of little tendril spiders and other things, and it says our young in exchange for hers, we had no choice. There's like maybe an egg, a weird comet thing, ring. Yeah.
I was
not
muted
great.
once again, chat. But yes, I did just describe a page in the book that they found, and it does say the shrieks of her young, 5 long years, with some interesting inscriptions. But you did have a hard success with that library use. You flip 2-3 pages over and see another very strange discovery.
Oh, good. You know Legsy
Hmm.
or Virginia from the forest? It's that.
That's a good comparison.
It says they stand dormant in the dark woods. At least the woods are safe again. It's like a big totem monster. It's got like a mouth butthole at the bottom. It's got like an eagle head at the top. It's really weird. And I'm just remembering what Ian said about black goat, because that's absolutely what we're looking at here. It's the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young, or whatever she is.
So, you do flip over once more, and you see right on the back page of that, you see in Old English, banishment and return. It's spelled as if banishmente, Banyshmente, and returne. It's an Elizabeth era English writing here. And underneath, you do see what seems to be notes, instructions, basically, for what appears to be banishing a witch. It involves, as you do kind of proceed down through this information, severing her hand and, quote, using the knowledge bound therein to send her back to the devil's realm. It describes the method to travel and return from another plane, another dimension, essentially.
Is this a spell book? Or a spell, at least?
Can I see what Patty's seeing without looking through the ring, or am I just seeing nonsense at this point?
Yeah. So, yeah, you wouldn't need a ring. You wouldn't need to be holding anything. If you are looking, and if Patty is pointing it out, yeah, you're seeing exactly what Patty is seeing.
I mean, banish the witch, return the people. So obviously we don't give her hands back, but now
So
the
we
question is, do we have to cut off her new hands?
That's a really good question. I mean, technically they're not her hands, though. They're yours.
I mean, that's fair. At least one of them is. I don't think I want Dan's hand. I don't know where that's been. I mean, he is a quote unquote scientist. I mean, I think it's worth pointing out to the others at least, get their opinion on
Yeah.
it.
Speaking of, Howard,
I called dibs on the book.
Dan, what are we up to?
Boy, what are we looking for down here?
I don't think there's anything down here, Dan.
Right, so back up to the bar.
I guess. Or back to the tree. That tree, there's something about it.
All right, I'm going to take this lantern with us, and we can probably investigate a little bit better.
Okay.
All right?
All right. I'm following you.
Bad call, but all right, there we go.
All right.
Going up the stairs. Here we go.
So
We're
you
going to
do...
open the stair door.
No.
All right. So we do have Dan and Howard returning to the bar, and Patty and Charlie. What are we up to?
Also
Yes, sir.
returning to the bar. I'm guessing.
Downstairs.
All right.
Oh, I know you blokes.
So you do just that. You all reconvene in this bar next to, now with a gas lamp to provide plenty of light, as well as the smoldering remains of a fire.
Gaslight.
And
Gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
oh boy.
Okay. Sorry.
And you do have Patty and Charlie do have all these elements, and Howard and Dan have enthusiasm.
Friends, did you find anything?
I mean, I think we found a way to get rid of the bitch, so yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's get our
Well,
hands back, yeah.
we found a breathing tree, so that's something.
I mean, do you know what? That's good for you. Perhaps our scientists can come back and study it.
We also found the cellar with all the booze.
Did you find like a secret passageway down there?
No.
Oh,
No.
that's a shame.
All right, so where to? You said we can kill this witch. Let's.
Well, Patty, did the book give instructions on how close you needed to be to the witch?
And how many ends?
If you want to display it for everyone, if you are presenting that information, you could feel free to kind of lay it out. And I would be looking for education checks or library use checks, kind of getting specifics with that.
All right, let me check it out.
Jesus.
Nice.
Let me bring it over here. Let me look at that.
Gotta pop my back. I'll be back.
So Howard's not seeing too much, but we do
Howard's
have...
not seeing a lot of things tonight.
We do have Dan with an extreme, and we got Patty with a hard success. And both of you are checking this out. You're analyzing this banishment and return a kind of old Elizabethan era information. When you do break it down, you do find out that it does describe the use of the ring and how important that part is. It does describe what appears to be as it's quoted, a memory in the hand in regards to the witch's elm. There's a memory of its place on earth in the hand. The ring is necessary. It does take a toll, as is noted by Addison here. Other than that, it is just a matter of utilizing this ritual that you can see on the following page with the elements that you have now obtained.
I mean...
Now I will, as a reminder and as a refresher, there is the witch, the auntie, awaiting the return of her hands, and there is the clearing with these children playfully and joyfully running around with their parents who seem to have arrived with you there.
What, you know what these pictures look like?
What?
These look like plants. It almost looks like the tree. Does it not?
It looks a bit like the tree.
Right. All right. So
Howard or
we
Dan, give
found
me
our-
a history or intelligence.
Who is?
Well, Dan or Howard.
I'll give you intelligence. Well, hold on just a second. There we go.
Nice. Oh, poor Howard.
Pretty
Dan-
bright lad.
Dan, you do see similarities with the witch elm itself and the second drawing that was provided. This Legsy entity drawn on this page.
Bloody hell! I think it's the tree.
I think you're right, Dan.
All right,
Well-
so let's go over it again. How are we supposed to stop this thing and get my bloody hand back?
Yeah, and is that tree gonna pose a threat to us when we try to do all this?
No, the tree... Hold on. It
Really?
says they stand dormant in the dark woods. At least the woods are safe again. It keeps the woods safe, right? Or are they dormant because whatever this is dormant?
at least the woods are soft again.
Safe.
Safe again, sorry.
Then perhaps the witch isn't that bad, and perhaps we should just return the items, and each of you can get your hands back, and we can go on back to our journey.
Right, but I mean, she is the one that took the children. I mean, I'm not a fan of adults who take children.
I mean, obviously not. Like,
But I mean, at the same
God.
time, the children are just running and playing.
But she took the children. In return, she gave the townsfolk her children, correct? Did I
Maybe.
see that passage, or am I not allowed to say that?
They would have pointed it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got.
All right. If you said this, was it not that she gave them in something return, and they said they had to do it for some reason?
Sorry, I have my head sideways so I can read the. Ah, young, in exchange for hers, we had no choice.
I mean,
you
she's
mean
not.
he had no choice?
Perhaps her young are these spider trees, whatever you want to call them, and they're protecting the forest. And for some reason, these townsfolk needed the forest protected, and so in return, they gave their children to her, and in return, she gave them, yes, a defense.
Perhaps.
Protect from what exactly?
It's a very good question.
I mean, what could be so dangerous that you would give up your children?
We could always just ask the parents.
We could.
Suppose.
How dare you actually come in here with your facts and your sense?
With your
All right.
reasonable request.
All right.
What's the plan?
Wait, Dan, didn't you say you saw something in this bar?
Oh, yeah, but I mean, you blew it off, so.
You saw something in here.
Yeah, I saw a shadow right over there by the bar.
I wanna
Dan,
go
give
check
me
it out.
give me a power roll, Dan.
Right? Nope,
Okay, gotcha.
lost all my power.
Uh,
You could say Dan is powerless.
in this case, that is okay. You do feel a quick breeze right across your face, and that's it.
Oh,
As soon as you
no.
suggest whatever it is that you might have seen.
I'm going mad.
Otherwise, there seems to be nothing else.
No, I mean, it probably all in my head. I lost my hand, you know?
I will say, so who is in possession of the ring right now?
It's either me or Charlie.
Has it?
Oh, it's
Betty
got
has
the ring.
it.
Yeah.
So Patty or Charlie?
Yeah. I mean, I was the one reading the book, so it's probably me.
Okay. In that case, if you are in possession, give me a power roll as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice.
60 failure.
Nice.
You feel the same breeze that you wouldn't know it would be the same with Dan, but you do feel a quick breeze right on your face and nothing else.
It's the sex number.
It's 69. So what's the plan?
Right, so Charles, we're gonna go talk to those pants again.
I mean, we can.
We probably
No,
need to go back there to do the ritual anyways, right?
I mean, I was thinking we could just give her the hands back, get ours back, but if we want to end up banishing her, we'll have to take her hands back
But,
once
okay.
again.
Here's the thing. Why do we bother banishing her?
To save the children, or do you not care about that part?
The children are coming back. That was part of the contract. She'd return the children, right?
Was it? I didn't read the contract. I was busy.
We
staring
didn't
at
have
my
an
notes.
actual one. It was a spoken one.
Yeah,
Right.
she said the contract is this.
Yeah, I think we
Jazz
just agreed.
hands.
I think we just agreed for the hands.
I mean,
And the parents specifically told me, find the ring, get the information, it'll bring them back.
well, we have the information. Maybe it'll bring her back without us doing the ritual. We can just tell them how to do it.
We could. Could even show them where the tree is.
I mean, that's true, but that still leaves you and me without hands if they choose to do nothing.
Well, we go tell her and give her the hands first, and then we go tell the parents.
Okay, and then we just leave it up to them to remove the hand again and just let it be their problem?
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. We do need the hands for the ritual. I mean, I don't know. This is a moral dilemma.
We don't want our hands back.
Infiltrate the dealers, find the suppliers.
I say
No,
we
We
should go talk
need to
the
choose the
parents.
lesser evil.
Howard, give me a power roll.
Come on, give us another failed power roll, bitch.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
Hard
it's
success,
not 30.
35 versus 70.
As everyone is discussing, Howard seems to have that eye like he did in the hut, like he did outside the hut. He glances over. He wouldn't know it, but it seems similar. It is almost the exact same figure Dan previously saw. Only you're seeing this, Howard. The candles are lit up along the back of the bar. Sitting at the bar is a torso with legs that do fade into nothing, sitting on one of the stools at this bar. It brings a drink up to its mouth. It is Addison, the bar owner. He sets it down and he chuckles and, you know, his tip is way off. References Charlie and the amount left on the bar, and it fades away. Candles are out again.
Did anybody see that? Addison was at the bar.
See what? What are you talking about? You going mad?
Edison's like a few, whatever measurement that way.
Yeah.
Kilometers.
In the UK, we use meters.
He's
No,
a few-
Charlie, he's
Kilometers.
referencing you.
We use
He-
stones.
Charlie, he said that your tip was way off.
My tip, what are you talking about?
The tip that you left, the
Yeah,
money.
the one that's sitting right there. Do I see
Yes.
the tip?
Yeah. He was saying that it was way off. That you, I guess, owed him more or owed him less.
I mean, okay, fine, and I'll pull out a few more dollars and throw them down on the counter.
Wait, was it still there?
Yeah, when he left it, yeah.
The lights are off now in here, right?
You just saw it for a brief moment. Yeah, the candles went out. There's no one at the bar. The cup's not even there.
Look, I think you're letting this get to you a little bit too much.
There's a choice to be made here.
So what are we doing?
I don't trust the witch. I say we get rid of her.
We shook on it. Did we shake on it?
We didn't. I couldn't.
I couldn't shake. Thanks a lot, Patty.
How was that my fault? Okay.
All right, if we banish
Right.
the witch, there might be a good chance you two might not get your hands back.
I mean, that's
Sure.
all right. He's a scientist.
That's
He can grow it in a
normal,
lab.
right?
Well, we have
What
the
are you
witch's hands. We can
talking
stick those
about?
on
I'm
you.
a scientist. I need both my
Well,
hands.
that's true. We do have the
Stick
witch's
it on-
hand. We could just get
Stick the witch's
reattached.
hand. You're
That's
right.
not a bad idea.
I'll need my
All right.
Come on, I think.
Let's
I think
go
that's the
banish
only
this
way-
witch.
Yeah.
No, my hands.
All right.
My pan.
My hand. I need it.
It was strange when I saw Addison. He seemed to have no legs.
Oh no.
Right. I think you may have
Alright.
gotten into something down in that cellar, so we need to get you some fresh air.
Right.
Okay, so is that the intention to banish?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So you did analyze all this information to reiterate what you are reading in terms of banishment and return. It is possible. All it requires is the ring. That is the primary instrument with the ritual in the book. It does reference the hand, the witch's hand, the right hand specifically, as a memory, as a indicator of a place on Earth, almost like a anchor of sorts. But-
Is that the one that was curled and pointing?
Correct.
I want to just kind of lay it on the table and see if it points in a certain direction.
It doesn't point in a certain direction.
Never mind.
It just lays there. But the banishment and return ritual does not require a specific location or circumstance aside from what you've already obtained.
Okay.
Requires is the ring. That is.
All right. Well, where do you just want to do this here?
I mean, I don't know a better place.
All right.
Go
Okay.
for it.
Back.
So, if you all sit around that same table that you found yourselves drunken and drugged and moved from, you were sitting next to that fireplace that is smoldered out with a gas lamp in the middle. You read this gate ritual. You pick out all the pieces you need. You know it can be done, but it's going to take a little bit out of each of you. You start reading from the first few lines. Give me a natural world. Give me a natural world roll all around. Yeah, so
9130.
Patty and Charlie, you're the first to see these elements, these items. You're still entranced by how this ritual might happen that you've been looking at this entire time. But Dan and Howard, with it actually works out almost perfectly. Because with your uneasiness, with the things you've been seeing, with what you felt outside, you feel the earth shift. You feel something change, something abrupt as soon as Patty and Charlie started analyzing and going over the contents of this book. Almost abrupt, coming from somewhere outside.
Did you guys feel that?
Oh God, Dan, I have a really bad feeling about what that was.
You didn't say the line. You said fuck. Come on, Han Solo. Say the line.
Oh yeah, I've got a real bad feeling about this.
There we go.
All right, so who is reading from the book specifically?
It's probably me.
Okay, are we in agreement there?
I'm fine
Unless
with that.
Charlie wants to do it.
Fine. I'll read. I don't care. I can
Okay.
read words. I know words. Yeah.
Kind of
I'll
reading
read.
together there?
Let's do it.
All right, I'll allow it. So if you are teaming up to read that together, we are going to see as this ritual proceeds, and because it is together and I'll allow it, we're going to see a collective 18 magic points reduced between the both of you.
Okay, so I have 12.
I've only got 8.
Cool.
We can make it happen. I'll give up 7 of mine.
I'll give up 11 of mine.
Howard and Dan, another, actually all of you, natural world.
Natural one.
Mm-hmm.
All of us.
Okay, so that is failures all around.
Wait.
I'll use
yeah,
luck
no,
on
it
mine
is.
Okay.
to succeed.
All right, Charlie uses the 1 luck point to get that 30-30 success, and you feel what Dan and Howard felt. You feel the shift in the earth, another one abrupt, coming from somewhere outside the bar. Again, back to what it was we were doing here. So we have sacrificed those points between the both of you, as I imagine you've worked that out. It does say to go ahead and join hands between the lot of you.
Boy, come on now. That's just mean.
I mean,
Join nubs, come on.
Let's just do a nub bump. Come on.
Nub to nub.
I'm not touching your nub.
That's
You
fine.
better fucking touch the nub. Dodge it. Dodge it.
Are we joining here?
Lovely little prayer circle.
All right, and let me put a roll here. Okay. So with that, you join hands. Patty and Charlie are reading out loud together the last few remnants. Right at the last moment, as you're reading the last two sections, the back half of the bar is smashed in. A tree has come down on top of it, but it is standing back up on its roots. Its roots have pulled itself out of the ground. It is standing much like the drawing that you saw in that journal.
That's not
It is
good.
the same tree that Dan and Howard, now looking at that, a bit distracted, it is the same one that you were feeling shiver. The witch elm
Holy
itself.
Treebeard.
Well, that's a big tree too.
And it groans with a...
It's all right.
You know, it kind of reminds me of C.S. Lewis a little bit.
What?
Go ahead and give me sanity rolls all around.
Good
Shut
job.
up,
16
Ian.
to 54, hard success.
Ooh, 25-33.
Oh,
Oh,
The sanity police is here.
Extreme success, 5 versus 64.
well, I gotta
Alright.
tell ya.
Not the prettiest voice.
No.
So, I will say, it looks like Patty, and Charlie, give me a 1d3 roll. Dan, give me a 1d10.
I do what I want.
And with that extreme success, Howard, just take 1 point off.
Of sanity?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Okay, and Dan, go ahead and give me a intelligence check.
I swear, you bloody Americans. Absolutely insane.
Dan, are you going to give him an intelligence check?
I'm giving the intelligence check.
Yes,
oh,
yes,
shit.
you, Dan.
You're Dan.
That is one
God.
that we
I'm
need
dirty Dan.
Wow.
from Dan there.
What's that? Extreme success. 375.
That's not good.
What?
So, as
Yeah,
you,
no, you would have failed those.
you did reduce by 5 points of sanity, you did succeed in the intelligence check, which means because you understand what's happening, you do enter a bout of madness. So let me go ahead and roll here for you. All right.
This has never happened before. I don't know what's going on, so you're gonna have to explain it to me and the audience.
Yes, so a bout of madness happens after 5 points of sanity are lost and you do succeed in an intelligence check. The reason a success is a failure in this case is because you are smart enough to understand and comprehend your minute impact that you have on the universe as a whole, the world itself, how insignificant you are with everything that you discover in this instant, in this occult
Yeah, it's just being on a daily basis, yeah.
world. So, because I rolled a 4 there, your specific interests with your career there, your botany skills, seeing what you're seeing, you are petrified of trees. Not all foliage, but after touching that, after interacting with it, feeling it, being there with it, and now seeing what it is doing and seeing it alive and walking and breathing and those creases opening up with teeth on the inside, gnashing at each other. You are terrified of trees.
So it looks like I have dendrophobia, which is the fear of trees.
There you go.
Nice.
But you don't have time to think about that. You scream out, you are petrified, but that doesn't matter as Patty and Charlie stay focused on those last few remaining lines of this ritual. Is there anything else we're thinking of before that is enunciated and said?
Nope.
All right. And with no objections, you feel that same tug that you felt when you were transported to whatever dimension, whatever plane of existence this was. You feel your organs impacted by that G-force as they're tugged to your back. You see light whip around you. You're transported through what looks like a tunnel. You're in space. You're in the forest. You're in a city. You're back home with your parents and with your siblings. You are back in the pub. This pub is lit. The candles behind the bar are lit. The fire is lit. The back half of it is destroyed. smashed in by something. But whatever it was, it's gone now.
I'm not drinking anymore. I'm going back to America.
Do I have the book still?
So, after that, just double checking. You do have all the elements that you had previously. You still have the ring, you have the 2 hands, and you have the book.
No, I'm
Do you
scared.
two have your hands? Sorry.
In terms of Dan and Charlie, you are still left with nothing but the end of a arm. Still missing those hands.
That's all right. I'll pull out the left witch hand, set it on the table. I'll pull out the right one and just kind of offer it over to Dan. There you go, buddy. Come on. Come on. You know you want it.
Wait, he just
Take
pulls
it.
his hand off?
From the sky, duct tape falls and it is ready to wrap. No, I'm kidding. You do just have them on the table.
Come on, Mr. Scientist, figure out how to reattach this one.
Possible.
Right, so if all of you are good, I think I'm gonna head back.
My hand, Patty. They took my hand.
Yeah, you've got a lovely one right there.
It's a nub. It's a nub, Patty. A nub.
You
That was
do
the
see-
price we were going to pay if we were going to banish the witch. And it
Yeah, if
seems
that
like
worked.
everything's gone back to normal, so...
You do
I wanna
see
go outside though.
light shine through the hole created in the back of the building. You can tell it's morning. Birds are chirping yet again.
Sorry, tripping. Like,
Dan, you might see a couple branches through this hole. It's
Ew.
terrifying.
ugh.
I want to find Addison.
Okay. Are you inspecting the bar or checking
Yeah.
in between things? It's empty. It's quiet. The only noise is coming from the birds outside and the 4 individuals, you all, in the bar.
Weird. Okay.
We could head back to that clearing.
Or
See
we
if the
could just
folks are
go
there.
out. Yeah, I guess we should go to the clearing.
Okay. And if there's no objections, you head that way.
Okay.
It's the same path. It breaks off of the main one you were on at the very start. It does go exactly to that same clearing you found in whatever world you were in.
I wanna point out though, while this is happening, I got my lab coat over my head and I'm pretty much just cowering behind Patty.
Gotcha. I like that.
Because trees.
Yeah.
And as you do proceed back here, it is the same clearing. There's no more fire. There are no more benches. There's not even prints in the grass. It is a little overgrown, almost. You do see the path in the back, the first one, but there's nothing happening in this clearing.
Should we go to the cabin or should we just leave?
I don't like it here anymore.
Maybe
Let's
you'll
go
head
back
to
to
the
the-
cabin.
Let's go back to the
Oh.
cabin.
And if
Might
there's
as
no
well.
objections, you do head down that path. Someone give me a... let's do a natural world again.
Success, 2630.
Okay. And then...
Somehow.
Gotcha. And then failures all around. So, Patty, you do feel a shift in the earth. Something abrupt happens. Some feeling. And that's it. But you do proceed down this first path leading down to what you know to be the cabin. There is nothing but a empty, recently used piece of land. It is a rectangle, very similar to what Howard saw with that book that was missing with the dust covering the surroundings of it. There is dirt piled up around a fresh patch cleared out where a hut would be.
Right. That's normal. Alright, we've got to go. We don't need to hang around.
Well, I guess we banished the witch,
Suppose so.
and she took both of y'all's hands.
I mean, that's all right. I can get by.
Shut up with your positivity, Charlie. I'm so fucking tired of it.
I
We
just-
lost our hand.
But Charlie does have a point. I think we did save the children. Hopefully.
Gotta hand it to you guys. You did a pretty good
Oh
job.
my god, did you
Shut
really
up,
just say
Patty.
I'm sorry.
that?
So you do proceed back to the clearing. Someone all around, if you'd like to give a history or intelligence check.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Ooh, success.
Nice, nice.
We're not going to talk about mine.
So we have successes with both Charlie and Dan. Hard success, and this is something that Dan definitely notices.
Why'd you get a 94, Carly?
Shut up!
So Patty actually can't see anything, but who can is Dan, who is petrified of this forest around him. He is quivering underneath this coat. They proceed back to the clearing where he might have some sort of reprieve because there's no trees in this clearing, thank God. Charlie sees this as well. As you do proceed back, you're just walking the same path, back to the same clearing, and then head back to the same pub that seems to be newly destroyed on this nice morning. Charlie, and more specifically Dan, you notice it almost immediately. At the same location where there was a fireplace, in that prairie, in that clearing, there is now a very large, twisted and mangled, gently swaying tree planted right in the middle of that field.
Ah, it's the tree! Ah! I scream out.
And
Gotta get us!
I will say, the sun shines down. You make that realization. Is there any last minute intentions, any last minute thoughts of our characters here?
Howard's definitely going to, hang out with his friends for a couple more weeks. But after the events that's happened this past night, he's probably going to head back to America and go back to Oregon, where he'll probably try to live out the rest of his life in reclusiveness.
With his stock market and his...
Yeah, that hopefully will do well in about 9 years.
What has just happened is Charlie and Dan are without hands. They were taken from Auntie, this witch. She is a priestess. She has now been banished back to her realm with the children, with the parents, and with Addison all in that same realm, now trapped with her for whatever eternity might mean to them. However, it did take a lot of her young. Unfortunately, not all. The same one that was in that pub with you, the same one that did lay its roots down right there next to you, is now, without you knowing it, staring you down in this prairie.
No, we know.
They are left in that dimension with both of your hands. You do have the elements that do allow you to bounce back and forth, but again, that does come down to your intentions.
Now, that book is in my bag, and I am on a quest to collect the rest of them. I'm looking for Pokemon. I got a taste of occult books, and now that's all I care about.
As
Just
for
call
what
me Jurgen
happens,
Leitner.
as for what happens in that prairie, it is hard to say, but that is the end of Hand of Glory. So thank you all for joining me, specifically Nate. We appreciate you jumping in with us for this fun little adventure. That
Let's give a hand to Matt.
oh, thank you. I'll give myself a hand.
yeah.
'Cause that's how egotistical I am. No, we appreciate you, Nate, for jumping in. This was, I personally believe, was a lot of fun. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate you,
Thanks,
Chad.
Nate, for joining. Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
so
thank
glad
you.
that Hudson didn't betray us.
I'm trying not to do that as much these days, but there's going to be one day where I come back in a one-shot and I will betray everybody.
I'm
Yeah,
just waiting for
yeah.
Pendragon to never just betray us.
And thank you,
Talking to
Chad.
in an American accent now.
Thank you, everyone. D&D Wannabe, Ian.
Oh, yeah.
Bombastic Light and Carly. That's just Trevor and Carly. Thanks for everyone in chat sticking with us through this fun little adventure here. So I want to go ahead and leave the floor open for Nate to kind of get any plugs out, any thing that might be coming out,
Oh God, I feel so special. Thank you. Chat, thank you all so much for joining us and checking this out. Matt, thank you so much for the invite to this game. This was absolutely phenomenal. Hudson, Carly, always great to play with you too. Trevor, good to meet you finally and actually have a game. So thank you so much. As our wonderful keeper said, you can find me on Instagram at dungeonmaster_discussions. You can also find me streaming with the Initiative Order. It's a TTRPG Twitch streaming page I run with my friends, where we showcase all kinds of different games. So currently we have an ongoing Simbaroom campaign, which I currently run. You can catch that every other Sunday at 12 p.m. PST. We are going to be on a little bit of a break, but we will be returning to that October 10th. And then every Monday you can catch our Vault stream, which is a Fallout-based campaign run by the incredible April Hill. So highly recommend checking that out if you're free. You can also find all of our stuff on YouTube as well to catch up on all the cool stuff that we've been doing. And we do have some upcoming projects I can't say too much about, but you may see some familiar faces over here. Who knows? So just keep an eye on the socials for all that. I'm going to shut up now, but thank you all so much. This was a ton of fun.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely Dungeon Master Discussions, you're going to get a lot more content and posts, especially in the D&D and tabletop universe, with all members of the Initiative Order, so definitely check that out. Any other announcements, discussions, kind of comments before we wrap up?
Yes. We do have a one-shot coming out on October 12th that I'll be running, homebrewed. It will be the day before Spot Hidden's 1-year anniversary. So what I can tell you is the name of this one-shot. We'll be taking it and brewing it with the Call of Cthulhu rules, but the name of it will be Summer Nights at Camp Crystal Lake.
And we'll leave you with that.
That's awesome.
So thank you, Nate, for jumping in. Last thing I believe is stay spoopy.